here in the U.N.I verse. This is where it's at. This is where the place to be for all your
Viewing
far out
pleasures.
thoughts. Yeah, man, this is a safe space for all you weirdos and far reachers and people like myself who just don't live on the globe Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's
God
just different.
damn.
It's just different, man. And we want to hear all that and a bag of potatoes is what
'Cause
the fuck I'm gonna do with some chips.
if you're very like a pessimist when it comes to just the knowledge of human society or
We want you
mankind,
here
it's
too.
you can.
we love to hear, how wrong we are. Please prove us wrong at any given step and chance. I am not uh bolsterous enough to say that to not say when I'm wrong. Let's do it. Let's
That's
do it.
it. That's it. I feel like if damn, that is such that is it is a, you we that's honestly some of the main problems when it comes to discussions and people are when if you're not true to yourself and to your own word and everything, you it's so hard to reach certain barriers when it comes to even some of the most intellectual conversations because
Yeah.
they is either will be one or even both people trying to number one just combat a almost impossible argument.
You know, you're right. And that's what a lot of from my experience on these YouTube spaces and stuff like that. That's what a lot of conversations usually boil down to that. And it's just like, people would like to have to continue their conversation or they want to continue their point, but it's just like, you can't continue your point if you don't address your point. If
Yeah,
we're trying to
yeah.
address your point, we can't just let that slide. We can't just be like, oh, the old lady that fell down in the middle of the street. You just gonna walk by and just be like, oh, she'll be okay. And we can't get. Maybe that's a bad example because I'm a human for real. And I wouldn't let that shit happen.
Yeah, you really just say I'm a non NPC. And
I
for
mean, but
this
we don't.
meaning, I mean a non playable character. Goddamn,
Right, right.
you don't have the own controls to your own life. Goddamn.
You know, or yeah, I could say I'm an NPC if that, because we got to do it like how it was taught to us. We got to do it backwards. Hold on, son. We got to do it backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I am an NPC because that would actually mean that I'm a real character. You see what I'm
You
saying?
know, given the fact, well, yeah, that would be the true to yourself part.
Right.
'Cause you can at least acknowledge, but of course, then again, everybody taking advantage of that could be taken advantage of too. Just saying that, everybody
You know,
following on board, saying, "Oh, well, I'm this and
everybody
that,"
want to be
and yada
heard.
yada.
Everybody want to matter. Hold on, real.
And that's actually that's a that's a s- that's a Gnostic setting way of like even approaching God as far as describing it. You describe it in
Mm,
negative and in a negative clarity. So you say these ineffable, these unachievables, and yada yada.
right.
But it's like a literary strategy.
Talk to him.
You know, it can't. It has to be something more so. The work which within which hermetic principle as far as the laws of opposites aside from the first, which would almost be going by that. So where some of that shit came from.
Right. But nah, let's break it down for the people, man. Let's give them a little bit more clarity on where some of these things came from.
Actually, given okay, so even in this, which does tie in pretty well as far as the trauma and the anime characters and whatnot, you would think that let the perfection paradisial environment would make a person stronger, and but what we see when it comes to people and childhood um, discrepancies and disorder, that it's they have symptoms, like we can quote unquote call it, with mental imparities like multiple personality disorders, or being able to leave your body or sleep whenever you want to, even um DMC or Devil May Cry, the installment with the alternate installment had a character that pretty much, with the given that she could transverse in and out the astral realm, was due to the fact that she had a very horrific childhood. And I was actually talking to somebody. I was actually talking to somebody not too long ago on Amino. It was just one chick. She she's in a Catholic. She has a Catholic background, and like she, she was sexually, harassed, or by like both her father and I believe brother. But she has now the ability to legitimately lose consciousness or sleep on command. And that's actually some a type of, like, if someone gets scared, like I forgot what you call it. It's a symptom. I forgot what you called it, but like if they get scared really, but they get scared super easy to where they can just, you know, they just get knocked unconscious for a minute, and then they'll wake back up. It's almost to the it's this one I know this one person on Twitch, but she's on VR chat to where it happens
Yeah.
to quite often. So but when you see when they got the VR headsets and stuff, and you could pretty much
Mhm.
literally see her body, you know, like
Yeah.
kind of fall. So
See, that's wild because like that's that colloquial sunken place, that we saw from Jordan Peele's Get Out movie.
and you would think it's really that, like, now, yeah, then that's exactly that.
Hmm.
Though given the strategic from the bridge from here to there, though she still had to use his 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 subconscious,
Hmm.
as far as his his own regrets and his trauma
Right.
in order to
But
achieve that.
yeah, when Shorty was like through her trauma in real life, she was able to like tap into this place, and she may think of it. I don't know how she feels about it, but having that, even though she went through this traumatic experience, feel like that, yeah, that's an added bonus power or ability to add for your meditation to where it can increase the level of meditation a whole
Yes,
lot.
because you literally have, not only, how a lot of times now you play a game and whatnot, and if you sign under a particular person, use this code, yada yada, and then you get extra bonuses and shit.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's almost like that.
Hmm.
It's like now you have, through discomfort, which that's actually a good word, like, um to use as far as you have to really leave your comfort zone. Not in a not, but it this would be on a non-voluntary manner. You
Right.
didn't mean to do it, But if through that forced push out, you have now had you forced to adapt to certain circumstances, and but whichever circumstance that because not everybody goes through, or even that, like and this is somewhat kind of evolves around to like these innate gifts,
Mm,
maybe not seen at the time,
right.
but a lot of people are don't using different maneuvers in trying to cope.
Hopefully, and yeah, those maneuvers subsequent give you a subsequent awakening of
Yep.
a new ability. So this is kind of crazy because I want to take it somewhere. So like, all right, with this, we see, or I see a lot of gender warring things happening on the cyberspaces of YouTube or whatnot
Hmm.
amongst men and women or whatever. And there's a notion for a lot of modern day parents, period, that we want to tailor to our children and kind of give them even more so than what we've had. We want them to kind of have the best lives and in a sense not to experience any adversity uh,
Hmm.
in their upbringing. Now I use the word adversity because I don't want to say trauma because like trauma is I don't think a trauma is something that we all want to have. It's not as something that you accept willingly.
Mm. Yeah.
Trauma does help formulate your being in some way, shape, form, or another. You know,
In an
and because
unwilling way, that would be the dark
right,
side within the magic.
the unwilling way, right, until you get or until you gain conscious awareness of what is happening, then you could permeate it to whichever side you want. Hey, once you get conscious awareness, some people may still feel like it's a evil thing or a bad attribute they gain through their trauma, and they just want to. It's almost like a woman getting raped and having a child, right?
Mm.
There's two things going through this woman's head. One or two things. Like she keeps the if she keeps the baby, she can either accept the baby because the baby's innocent, even though the baby will look like your attacker, and you may harness and have these feelings that you resent against your attacker, which are all justified and fair, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't want to you want to try to raise your son and see your aggressor in the same light. And it's just like a mental fuck up. It's like, damn, I got this kid. He didn't do anything. Sweetest child, yada yada yada. It's just that he was a product of some rape shit. I don't want to treat him no type of way because he's a gift. It's special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's innocent, beautiful life. He could be the next nigga to bring change to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Invent something or come up with a ideology, thought process that affect millions. And he had a not so humble beginning, or she could treat him like shit
Yeah.
and blame him because the resentment can't you can never let it go. And so I don't know how to tell anybody to deal with that. But I see that
Yeah.
when you're going through these trauma, you could come out either two ways, and that's just my example of showing how trauma can affect one's interaction with another. And in a more influential way, it's like a parent raising a child. You
Hmm.
know, it'd be different if the trauma just affected you, but when you have a child behind it, it's like you kind of like forced to deal with this. You're forced to make decisions, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you have a choice in anything, but this choice to begin with, the choice to make the choice was forced upon you because you were taken advantage of. So it's like any route you go is gonna be hard. Like, do I give the
Yeah.
kid up? Damn, I look like I ain't shit. Do I keep the kid? Damn, I can't look at him because he looked like my aggressor. You know, it's a lot, and that's why I'm like I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
for
yeah.
women, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who can have some empathy or just in the slightest tap into the mind of emotions of yourself, you can see what's going on with the scenario. And this is an interesting topic we have here because it's not limited to anime by no
Most
stretch of the
definitely.
imagination.
Most certainly. Yeah,
You know?
but why given the fact that we are even like regardless of whether what story we tell, whether it's anime or someone's actual life that they
Right,
have lived and dealt with. It's a parable. It's a it's a particular it's a scripture. It is
right.
something that leads you to putting yourself in others in someone else's shoes.
Yes,
Some things are could be seen as so fucking out there to where it's like so like you can't nobody be that nice.
right.
Can't and it is actually one story though. Um, when it comes to okay, so it was a young man. He ended up murdering a one of someone this someone else someone's child. So the mother in court, and this was a legitimate so I've heard so a legitimate court case back in the past.
Yeah.
She told him, I'm in her words, quote unquote, I'm gonna kill you. And
Damn.
he had a time to deal his he only had maybe what 20 maybe or 10 something years.
Yeah.
So when he got out, she le- I- she let him in to her home. I don't know how the well she actually was visiting him like
Leave it on
every
the table.
once every blue moon, and then it started to become more and more frequent. Welcome, Sabo.
You.
So more and more frequent, she was visiting him in the in jail, giving him food, talking to him, and whatnot. But so more so much so when she got the release date, she picked him up from the penitentiary or jail prison, and he had nothing after that. He came out. He pretty much had to he needed to get his foot off the ground, so to speak. So when he invited when she invited him into her home, just he just thinking probably like damn, like she like the last thing I heard from this woman was that I'm gonna kill you and whatnot. So accepting the fact, accepting her invitation, and getting a jump start in life, back on track, getting a job and yada yada. She like he was probably I'm not who knows how he was feeling at that time. He could have she this she this woman could kill me in my sleep at any night. But it was one day she sat him down and conversed with him, And she said, "Do you know the last what was the last thing I had said to you before you went to jail?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll never forget it." And then she said, "That was the person I was trying to kill. It wasn't who you were then, as far as what controlled or tempted you in doing that vicious act that you did, but it's pretty much along the lines of the kill. I'm going to kill you with kindness." Now, the giving back and the meetings of or visitation wasn't as frequent as it became in time. So who knows what she had to what was going through her mind that entire time, as far as like what was that for real, or did she literally mean those words, you know, and if verbatim, or was it seeing him change or just be who he is, after the matter, or after he got out of jail. He could have did the same. He could have been either or. He went in for murder. So you would think, why would I or anyone or her welcome this murderer into my home? Wasn't she not scared of that potentiality versus what could possibly be going through the dude's mind as well? So it's a weird.
Yeah, I guess
It's a
that kind of would depend on why he went to jail, on how she harmed him. Because like if he killed her close loved ones or something, if she had nothing else to live for, then yeah, it's kind of like she ain't scared of none of that. Like I'm ready to die. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna
I'm
kill
not
you
gonna
because
lie.
you
When it
took
comes to,
everything away
it
from
could
me.
have been, I could have been just another example of, if you didn't change. And if you didn't change, I would have just been I would have been the more than likely the outcome, the consequence of it. But the same as him not, or her not, taking that vengeful act. He didn't take any steps in, anything similar.
So she was still going to kill him, still planning on killing him. She just said like, if you come out as a changed person, I'm gonna kill you with kindness. But if you come out as the same guy, I'm gonna kill you with physicality. So okay, yeah, that's wild. You
And
know the name of
that's
that show
something
or that
that just
movie?
sounds like that sounds like a parable. That sounds like just a story, like an idea, an inventive or innovative idea of morality and
Right,
acceptance and letting go, and not, and all of that jazz.
right.
But
You
if
know,
you can, if we can even imagine a story like that, we can. It's most certainly, but acts of, but given it, what, like you said, as far as I have nothing else to live for, that's a very good way. I mean, it's a very plausible way of looking at it too, because,
yeah,
like, depending on who he had uh you know killed, it could have just that could have just been, that was just, that was just that this is that's just pretty much it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they, especially when they know they have a responsibility to another whole life, it won't they won't pass as quickly as they would with a broken heart.
Mm-mm.
Kind of on that line, I feel.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. Just a Reformation story. Was this an anime or a TV show?
No, no, that's all. No, there was this. It was apparently a real life story that happened.
Oh, real story. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Emotions,
So,
man. Emotions. Them invisible strings on the puppet.
it's like a, I don't know. It's like a trying, like, as far as this the trauma. If it is now it's different types of trauma, you know, and some of them can be somewhat halfway denied in a way to where you can kind of color in the you can color in the blanks, bubble in the blanks, just to even wake up the next day type shit, to go on, you know. Some things it's but if it's done, like, depending on how much it's how early it's done, like, for instance, like Naruto, let's compare Naruto's trauma to Sasuke's, or Ichigo. They're like, everyone apparently lost somebody.
Yeah.
Now, is it, how did you lose them? Did you witness it being lost at the time, or it's just a byproduct, or a coming to that realization later on, once you just see, with just comparing yourself to everyone else. Of course, for that whole one repeat Naruto scene, it was just, playing on the playground. Then everyone's parents came to bring him home. He ain't had no one to bring him home. He was just there. He had to pretty much walk home by himself.
Right.
If it
Sad. Tragic. And this man never let that
Oh,
shit
what the
hold him down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on. Your mic is damn,
It's echoing.
it's no, 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 no. It's like a robot type.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Okay,
This
there we go.
better?
There we go. There we go. Better. Yeah.
Okay, let me take myself off the Wi-Fi real. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now, or am I still Mr.
Oh,
Roboto?
no, no, yeah, no, you good.
Yeah, like I was saying, how he persevered through all that and never let it. You know what I'm saying? He could have went any route. He could have went any route. I know this is a shonen, so
Who we
he's
talking
not
about?
going to turn into the evil nigga. He's
Alright.
not going to turn into the evil
It's
nigga.
crazy how I knew you was talking about that.
You know,
Welcome,
but it's
Sabo. What you
like,
talking about, bro?
I'm trying to figure out what y'all talking about. Talking about Naruto. I'm
Yeah,
calling out
yeah,
Naruto.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Nah, yeah.
just yeah. He could have used that shit. I mean, I would love to see if. Well, I guess they had that movie where he went rogue or some shit,
And
and
people
he got
think
the
that
secret.
Ichigo is a bland character. Like, I'm just gonna throw this out there. people think Ichigo's a bland character. He ain't got no motives, no. But bro, this nigga literally went through the same shit, bro. Like he literally lost his mom, and for quite some time thought blamed himself for that shit. But he got more over it like way earlier in life, and that didn't start from the episode one in Bleach. We like each most other characters would pretty much be going through that shit still in episode one, and that would pretty much either be some form of that driving resolve energy that they're trying to achieve whatever they're trying to achieve. Ichigo, I mean not Ichigo, but Naruto wanted to be notarized from from giving the non notoriety that he had throughout his entire childhood, his entire life, really. But
And like
Ichigo had someone add family still, his sisters
right.
and his father, to still pull him back from that darkness.
Let me ask
And
you a
then
question.
he would. Oh, go ahead, bro. My bad.
My bad. I mean, just to cut in. I was trying to like listen and gather information, but let me ask you a question. Do you think with Naruto's same background? Because I ain't gonna hold you. I don't give a fuck about Ichigo. I'm sorry. Wait, can we cut some shit? Can we cut some shit on here?
Oh, fuck this nigga, bro. He did.
We good.
He's like, what?
We good. Yeah. All right. I was just asking if we can cut some shit on here, but we good. All right. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about Ichigo. Only because of how he's written as the main character. Is just like he's a nigga who literally, no matter what threat happens, he just like you know how normally they try to write the villains to be like a counter to the main hero, and then the main hero has to do some crazy shit to overcome that counter or whatever. And a lot of the times it do be OP, but we tend to enjoy it. I don't enjoy Ichigo because literally whatever the fuck happens with him having a counter, this nigga just happens to magically be born with that ability. Oh, well, we're about to go fight these people. Oh, guess what? Your mother was a Quincy or whatever the fuck she was. You know what I'm saying? Like just all type of shit. And I'm just like, I can't rock with that. After the whole Eisen arc, to me, Bleach kind of just went downhill. And that's just my opinion. So I don't give a fuck about Bleach. I don't give a fuck about life. So that's just what that is. Now, my question. I just wanted to get it out of the way. My question.
Nah, I'm gonna circle around back to that bullshit. But yeah, what's the question?
All right, so do you think that if Naruto were to get treated differently, not necessarily saying you would have like a normal upbringing like everybody else, but just he wasn't outcast, he wasn't just put to the side. Do you think that he would still grow to be as strong as he is now, without plot bullshit aside?
He has the potential. Now, okay, let's say his circumstances and what transpired actually still happened. His parents still died and everything. And he just grew up with he literally just needed anybody. And he could have he definitely would have passed the Chunin exams way sooner than what he did. If he at least had Jiraiya,
still ambitiously trying to be a Hokage, I don't know.
Now that probably wouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be like trying to make him. I think they would try to use him as just the fucking village's secret weapon because he's a Jinchuriki.
Which is you know what's fucking retarded about that too, bro? You know what's retarded about that? Not only him, but Gaara as well. The Cloud Village literally has this shit down pat. These niggas actually are the smartest village dealing with Jinchurikis and knowing that there are their secret weapon when it comes to protecting their village. Apparently, for some random weird reason, these niggas don't have enough enough connection with the village itself to truly understand it. And honestly, I feel like that's probably just down to the politics when it comes to keeping that shit a secret. You keep shit a secret, the mystifying energies and shit trying to come up and play. If it's the unknown, it's not and fear and that doubt is gonna exude. It's
Yeah.
simple. They both literally pretty much went through the same shit.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Aside from B and the Cloud Village all knew what the fuck was going on. They knew they was dealing with a tail beast,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them treated him like that.
I
All right,
mean,
because the
his
Hokage
brother.
didn't let them. I mean, not the
His
Hokage, the
brother.
Raikage didn't let them.
You know what I'm saying? His brother was kind of that nigga, so it's like, so what? So what to be?
but
Yeah,
the
bro.
full
Yo,
Yeah.
Hokage ain't shit. But the full Hokage ain't got that same esteem.
nah,
Like,
Fourth Hokage don't give a fuck. I mean, you see what he did to Konohamaru, nigga. He didn't give a shit about his own
are you
lineage.
talking about the third? Now
Yeah.
Oh, the
the
third, my
fourth
bad. The
is
third,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
The
Now
third.
the third Hokage, he's he Gilly
Man, where
him and
Roxy,
trying to
man? Hold on.
confront shit as far as him and his super kindness. Honestly, was it's the toxic version of of that. His empathy is over exaggerated to the point to where he would let Donzo just do what he wills. He literally knew at one point in time that he was trying to assassinate the Saratobi at one point. Yeah, he kept that a secret. He did, he just let that shit slide. What the fuck is going on? But that's just him. That's just him, and and now luckily we do have more competent Kages that's even the third. I mean, with the three tail. What was that? The turtle. Three tailed turtle. I think.
Yeah, yeah, turtle
I'm
thing.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because they really, of course, don't get into every single Jinjuki's, you know, backstory like that. But he became Kage,
Oh, you
but
talking about Fu? Wait, is that his name, Fu?
not
That's
Fu.
not.
That's the chick. That's
Yeah,
the chick
yeah,
with the
not
seven
Fu.
tail.
You talk about the music
The
Kage,
Mizu
right?
Kage. Mm-hmm.
Damn, what is his name? Oh my!
I
And
forgot
it's
his
funny
name.
because
I
in the
forgot that
game
nigga
he says his name and he's
name.
like, you would never forget the name or whatever. Fucking, I forgot the nigga name. God damn,
I
fuck
forgot
it,
that
man.
nigga. But we see both perspectives of it being done right and it being done wrong. Just
Damn.
simply, like regardless of what degree in right and what degrees of wrong, it's just one is done better than the other. One actually could still live a good childhood, become almost a lord. Like they was calling this motherfucker Lord A. I mean Lord B. Like he was like they knew the importance.
Oh,
And
Yagura. My bad, my bad. My brain wasn't gonna
Yagura.
let it go. Yagura. That's his name. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit is like tip of my tongue.
Yeah. All
But
right, my bad.
but yeah. So it's just that's as it's just to me that is it's not I can say it's inexcusable, but I will say it is inexcusable. But like given what they was going through and their mindsets, everything just was the perfect equation or ingredient for that to happen, and it did. So luckily, Naruto, had a it was it just the destiny just wasn't it was in the cards for him to pull out of it.
Yeah, that's what I
Gar
said.
not so
Like
much.
without plot. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say this.
Like
I want
I would, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. Like
You
I'm trying
said
not to
like
excuse it with
the
plot,
Raikage,
but
but
man.
like he does it right as far as the village respecting the Jinchuriki or whatnot. And I do want to say this: I'm like, we never got in like I guess an inside look, so to speak, on how the Cloud Village run their village pretty much. Like
Hmm.
we have like an idea of what the Sand Village history is. We have an idea of what the Rain Village history is. We obviously have the idea of what the Leaf Village history is. We never see what the hit Cloud
You know
Village.
what would have had brought it into light? A fucking backstory.
Yeah. And we
These
didn't. But
motherfuckers.
I feel like that's done on
Shit.
purpose though. I feel like it's done on purpose because like you just said, like uh the Raikage did it right. He did it right. He has everybody pretty much embrace the Jin Cherokee because, as you said, that is our secret weapon at the end of the day. And I'm just like, if this motherfucker decides he just wants to spaz out and destroy the village,
Hmm.
who the fuck gonna stop him? I mean, obviously it's supposed to be like the Kages or whatever the fuck, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
we don't have to get to that point. We can just love, embrace, do whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And because if people really want to be real, if you see the history of all of like the tail beast attacks on most of them is
Hmm.
because motherfuckers get mistreated. All the hatred
Yeah.
that they bear towards humans is because they get mistreated.
Yeah. 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 Because definitely Kurama was definitely not that type of. He did not have that type of personality
Yeah,
to fucks with these niggas regardless. Like he's gonna fucking. It's gonna be like pulling teeth
yeah.
with him when it comes to that.
But it's just
So
like
you know.
we, I say we just as it's like I'm not gonna say we, they in the Northverse, they just that's just how I guess their species as humans or whatever you want to call it, whatever. That's how they rock, I guess. But it's just like I said, for the Hidden Cloud Village, it's just interesting to me that we just never got like an inside look on how things really run or like the history of their village because it seems like they have the most, they have it like more together. Like even
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Boruto, like their technology in Boruto, they shoot the fucking like they have a laser built
Bro, they
to shoot.
dead. Bro, not dead ass, bro. Even you know what? Even before Boruto, their technology as far as just teleporting motherfuckers, they had a whole teleportation device,
Yeah,
and like electronically, versus just having a technique of hand signs, dealing with chakra and shit.
yeah, it's crazy.
But
And then you would think that like the Rain Village with how it's like kind of just built in a way, you would think that they would be kind of more technological, like just more
technically,
advanced.
with all them
Yeah,
goddamn
but
buildings and shit, bro, it's
yeah,
like
you because
one,
that just looked like a place that you
yeah,
you would be
like a
able to do some shit
metropolis.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like they're damn near as poor as the what I'm saying as the Sand Village. Like these niggas just I'm just I'm here for real, bro. I ain't trying to make jokes. I'm being serious. Like these niggas support the mother niggas. Like
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like, goddamn. It's like that just seems like a place that they did not want to be at first, but they just had to set up shop somewhere, bro.
bro, and the fucked up part about it is like them niggas were the battlefield of all the wars. Well, not all the wars, but what I'm saying, the wars from the past or whatever. Like they were the middle point. They were the battlefield. So they just had all types of, and that's why I was just like, bro, what the
Now their
fuck?
strength just it doesn't, it's not mirrored by their their advances when it comes to that.
I
They
don't
still
even think
have
they
some of
have
the.
any like. What do they? Outside of pain, before pain was a thing,
Oh, you
they
talking about
had
the Rain Village? I think you should talking about the
yeah.
same. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, no, I mean if we gonna talk about that, that's why I
I think
said
I think
like
that just rogue as fuck anyway. Like that just being one of those just rogue,
yeah they yeah
just
yeah the
a
mold in the
rogue
shadows
village.
type shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I was just like, bro, these niggas over here in the hidden sand, these niggas just complaining like a motherfucker. But the niggas in what I'm saying, the hidden rain village, like like they said, like motherfucker, our village itself has became like a middle ground warpath. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, come on now, like you want to sit up here and complain because you can't grow crops, bitch. Like, like, all right, nigga, like we, like, come on.
It is such a sad. I ain't gonna lie. That's such a depressing place to be, bro. It's almost like living in Washington State.
For real, why
It's
you
like,
think this nigga paid talking about some bro?
God.
Don't you pain? Cause bro, I only think that same shit too. If it rains 24 fucking seconds, and then every 4 years we have other niggas ransacking our fucking village, and we ain't do shit to them. Like for real, bro, I'll be so fucking pissed.
Like dead ass.
I'll be so fucking pissed. Like, bro, y'all bitches gonna stop. Like, pay it, bro. Ain't no way. That's why I say this shit all the
Wait.
time. I be talking to Rise and talking to like UN and them. I be like, bro, there's a reason why we don't have no powers like that. Because if it was me, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I stole over everybody. Like if I had pain powers, and I'm just like, all right, bro, I'm telling y'all,
Damn.
nigga, I'm just gonna
I
go to
I
each
ain't
of the
gonna lie.
villages.
Like what his like he definitely had a reason to do what he did.
Yeah, yeah.
He you know it was you can sympathize.
Hmm.
Like most certainly. Welcome, Axel. That
About
gold
time.
border to that Banks.
About
That nigga
time.
here.
Last time I
That
joined,
nigga
you talk
asked
about
here.
this nigga.
Boy, this nigga can't pick up his phone, but I'll take it.
Bruh, yo, side note, yo, message us on your new number, bro.
I ain't got no number, nigga.
You don't have a
Uh,
phone. You just
No,
don't. Damn.
I don't even have a phone number, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga savage. This nigga
No,
going against the grain.
no, bro. Like at first, I was like, "Damn, man, got no phone. This kind of embarrassing." But
It's
nigga,
like,
tell
damn,
me,
I'm still talking to
that
y'all
boy
niggas
found
though.
his peace,
Like,
boy. That boy
I can
found his peace,
still.
boy. You don't need that number, boy.
You
I
know
ain't gotta
what,
talk
bro?
to nobody. Ain't no
That
That
nigga asked
telemarketers
from the.
calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh God,
damn.
nigga, I hate that
And
shit.
that's it. Yo, dead ass.
That nigga asked from the Hit and Rain village, boy. He one of the niggas we need to shout out, boy. Like for real, for real.
I ain't even
Damn,
gonna lie to
bro.
you. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
Mm.
I know Sabo don't remember this because he didn't even think about this. Bro, you know I've been saying that I got all these Smurfs, and most of like some of my Smurfs come from my friends, so I call them the 6 paths of Banks all the time.
Oh,
This nigga, what the fuck? Y'all really let this nigga get this far?
hey, look, bro.
Y'all really let this nigga get this far gone? God damn,
Nigga
bro.
got too
Well,
powerful, boy.
Lord, you ain't been here to stop me, boy. I've been going rapid.
I ain't gonna hold you, Lord.
Damn.
I looked away. I looked away for 1 second, but I turned back. This nigga six different axles just casting a shadow, boy.
He got his own Overwatch league, nigga. What the fuck you
Bro,
talking
he do.
about?
He do.
Oh
For
damn!
real.
But nigga came back. They
Oh
came back
shit.
to they came back to the world with no bank.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you.
Damn no.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Put
like
that
how that
ass. All
line.
right, but back on topic. It's
Yeah.
like,
What up?
but it's like the. It's almost like okay. So Killua would be a really good example when it comes to the beneficials of trauma. And we already, talked about some of the real life applications and whatnot as far as
So,
multiple
okay,
personality disorders.
I
If you
want to
know
ask
who
you this
Legion is from
earlier.
X-Men, that's pretty much that.
Oof. You
Like that
when
ass.
you was wait, hold on, when you was is breaking it down earlier about the topic. That's kind of what I was like wanted to ask you about because I was like trying to figure out different examples so I can know how to approach this. Because what popped into my head when you like trauma triggers, I guess, like to give a main character a power boost. Immediately, obviously, I thought about Goku when Krillin died and all that shit. Then that happened with him. Um,
Mm, Not really. Not like at
Okay, so
the
not that. Okay,
nah.
okay.
It's
So
like
yes,
something that you would have to pretty much the coping. It's always somewhat of a coping mechanism that
okay. So the trauma is like the root of your power. Like that's what's driving
it's
you to.
yeah
Okay,
yeah
okay, okay, okay.
yeah, that could be at first,
An
yeah.
awakening factor to you getting the power. So it just triggers the attribute or ability in most cases. Um, I mean, maybe
So
not
when I brought up Killer
Naruto
Wolf,
example.
which is actually the perfect example, he literally has his ability. He literally went through this as a child. Y'all know what I'm talking about
Right, right.
with his lightning. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's electricity. Getting tortured and whatnot. Even though for him, this is a very positive thing. Like not as dark as we was talking about earlier, but this is like, it's more so somewhat on training before you even knew what the fuck an assassin was type shit. Like, or you just knew that's the family. It's almost like being in the food industry, but you just start fucking getting hit or burned with grease as as a 2 year old type shit.
Mm.
But you don't know what the fuck he's like. But eventually you start getting used to you know that feeling. You know how to it's not a thing you don't know how to cope with. Not to mention cooking food and everything else of the sort.
Okay. Um. So so what do you like? Or do you want us to give like examples or whatnot? Or
You can, yeah.
okay.
Is it yeah? Anything involving that topic.
Well, shit. I know we brought up Sasuke earlier. You know, with him, his whole clan pretty much being wiped out. Him actually witnessing that happen, and that was like what drove him to try to get the power to be able to kill Tashi. Obviously, we know the story, we know how all that turned out, but that is what drove him to do those things. And then,
Mm,
with Naruto's, and he didn't know, excuse me, he didn't know that how his parent died and stuff like that until later on in life. But he was alone, he was by himself. He had the fox in him, pretty much was isolated. So that drove him to want to get stronger so people can in the end acknowledge him. So
mm.
ah
And honestly, I think Sasuke is a better example of the two. Given that he's
I
Uchiha
said
and
Naruto.
one of many triggers in unleashing or awakening the Sharingan doesn't necessarily have to be a type of it's well trauma is trauma regardless whether it's emotional trauma. Well, it's all gonna be emotional, to be honest with you. It can be done physically, but you can see it and still be scarred.
yeah.
And that's literally the main thing when it comes to just the Sharingan itself. And that's the one thing that I know we know Toby Rama to be wrong for when it comes
Yeah.
to his analysis on the awakenings of or this the mechanics of Sharingan. Emotional stimulus or stimuli of any kind or nature would could awaken a Sharingan. And the whole hatred, which I know Tobarama was talking about at one point in time, was definitely not. He was on track, or he was on to something when he was talking about it, but it definitely was not the complete and all be all or the whole story. which is what his some of his worries and weariness of the Uchiha clan came from. But understandable given his many battles with them. And I'm pretty sure during the countless clashes that his clan and the Uchiha clan, he's seen people awaken Shinigans right then and there, probably numerous times. So more than likely, or that would imply that he probably he's seen someone probably thriving in pain or just despair in someone's loss, losing someone, and boom, Sharingan awakened. But then again, that's honestly one of the only things they could have experienced in the midst of battle. Not to mention just the nature of it itself. You would honestly have to
But
just randomly guess at it just by looking at someone holding someone. Context clues would just have to come into play. Which he was a good analyze. He was a good analyzer when it came to it. When it but he was on the right track when it came to that. But it's just not the only thing. But
what you feel
you were
about
saying what?
Kaneki, Tokyo? What's his name? Kaneki, Tokyo
Kaneki.
Ghoul?
Yep.
Oh,
Now kind of
yeah.
yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I
Talk about it.
don't, but okay. I don't think that. I don't think that he. Let me see. I'm trying to like play the whole series back in my head. Um, because I don't think he had like no real like trauma. Like, I, and I might be
The
wrong.
fuck?
I might be
What the
remembering
fuck did they
wrong.
talk
Because I'm just
about?
like, no, calm down. I'm just saying, like, because when he got the goal and shit like that, then he started popping off and doing whatever the fuck it is that he was doing beyond that. But as far as just like, I don't know, if you're using Naruto and Sasuke as like the basis of that whole thing, so just pretty much people just being
No,
alone
really just
compared to
Sasuke,
you.
and that Naruto really is somewhat given the just the energy drive fuel versus
Okay.
the actual somewhat like those was just done more early on than Kaneki. Though Kaneki did have his own traumatic or dealing with certain things when he was young. His he never
Yeah,
really knew his
no.
father.
Yeah,
His father
yeah,
died very early on.
yeah. Well, I'm
You
saying
know,
just like if you're and that's why I'm saying like if you're going to use I guess Sasuke or just their stories just as a basis for
I mean,
how
I'm not using venom for the hell no. There ain't no
uh,
basis. That's just one of many. And this
okay,
is
so you okay.
it's a very broad topic or situation we're talking about. We're talking about trauma. It could be in any form of your life. It could be any form of your life, any time of your life.
Alrighty. I got you
You
now.
know.
I got you,
So
guys.
like Sasuke was a bit earlier than I mean a bit later than Naruto.
Damn, I thought you said Sasuke was a bitch.
I did too. That's what I was about to
I
say.
mean, I'm not gonna renege on on that, but anywho,
Alright, nigga. I'm pretty sure you can just start whatever character that you like. You it's like I'm pretty
get
positive.
that shit out of here, nigga. Nigga shit.
I'm
Hey,
pretty
but
positive,
we need
bro.
someone. We need someone. I ain't gonna lie.
This
Like I
nigga
don't
making
know
up
who the
versus
fuck.
battles from 10 years ago, nigga. But
Damn,
we can
versus battle, nigga.
I'm just saying, like, don't
I
like
mean,
that.
versus battle. He's strong as fuck. I guess character
I'm saying
development.
now
He
he done got
really.
some more shit now. So
We ain't even about to go. We ain't even about to go there. We ain't even about to go there. God, who the fuck was comparing him to Vegeta? Somebody
Me,
said
I
some shit.
don't
We was
know.
talking. I thought that was Rox's whole ass.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's say Brown. He gotta be. I
Crazy.
mean, I see some of the similarities, but damn sure when as far as fucking value or just got hell no.
I guess he was talking about
Anywho,
as far as like number number twos, I guess, and they'll or like 1A, 1B type shits.
Lame
Like,
ass.
You know,
yeah,
I think you were talking about character development and the
character
integrity of
development.
going through your life and realizations without actually still shitting on your character in the process.
I feel like Vegeta had the biggest character. I don't want to say it's like no similarities between that.
Yeah, yeah, most that, most certain, most that.
Because their character development was just like kind of different. Well, not even kind of, it was different things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess
Yeah.
I can see them like like I said, saying like the 1A 1B example. I guess would be a way to try to describe them, or not describe compare them. But outside of that,
Yeah, yeah, this the beginnings most certainly was more cookie cutter as far as them, the similarities, the copies, family
mm,
died, civilization died, you know,
mm,
how it died, what were you, just at the end, they're two different, completely different personalities too. So we can't even we wouldn't even be able to equate one person dealing with the same things as another, even if it literally happened to both of them, even in the same household. Literally start them as almost of the same in the same room going through the same shit. They're still not gonna come out of it the same. Not necessarily. Coping mechanisms is not, it's different from one person to another. You
mm,
can have sister or siblings that go through the same childhood traumas because you still got the same motherfuckers raising them. Don't mean they're gonna come out of it all the same. They all still may be fucked up, but in different ways or more subtler ways. One can be seen in just broad and just by your eye visually, and another you may have to have more experience or certain nuance comparisons. But yeah, but like Killua would be a visual example of the trauma being your being your tool versus Naruto or well, no, or Sasuke, not Naruto. Since we talking about that whole verse, let's just stick with Sasuke since he would be more so than Naruto.
mm. I mean,
Like his abilities wouldn't if he had been awoken if it wasn't for certain emotional stimuli. So that's more so along the title. Naruto was just, he still has he'll still have the natures he had regardless. That's just an innate trait. So same as Sasuke, but it just wouldn't be certain Naruto be more so his driving, his fuel. Aside from Sasuke's that and more. And wanting to have more power. Or certain things you would be able to again cope mentally and physically. Killer will be mentally and physically. He can cope with certain people's personalities, and he can cope with the physicalities of the things he went through as a kid.
Rough childhood shit. All right, I got another one there, nigga. Guts, the Black Swordsman.
That
oh,
nigga, that nigga.
oh,
Now, god damn, that nigga, yo, I ain't talk about
Yeah, that one might get us flagged, bro. Oh,
it. Shit, I mean, only if you're really detailed with it, with his shit. Then Ben was kind of on some, him being a mercenary way back before he even met the Band of the Hawks. He had a moment of why he had, on his struggles on his self sufficiency early on in life. So that was pretty much the reason you first seen him uh uh uh, uh you know offering himself as a mercenary. I do think and his philosophy on when the one of the first things he did say, which was I fight for me and whatnot, and for myself alone. I ain't gonna be in no group, no none of that shit. The only reason he was in for the Band of the Hawks is because he lost a fucking bet. And it's one thing you can't take away from him. He at least a man of his word.
When he whooped that boy, he left.
He did. He did though. I ain't see now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that whole when he actually achieved his. Oh, he thought that. At first, yeah, when he got the gold and split, but he did offer. That was literally all a part of the offer. So as long as he got his gold, he was good after that. But of course, after the around the end of the Band of the Hawks' prime success at the peak of it, he's like, yeah, yeah, y'all be good after this. That was a kind of but given the friendship and whatnot, he really didn't like new guts as a, but oh, which is probably why he had to sneak away because he knew Guts he was about his shit. I was dead ass when I said, nigga, you are mine type shit. Not in a in a in a in a homosexual way, but in a more of a platonic type of tool. I'm gonna use you as as I see fit. He tried to sneak away. He was like, bro, my words have not. I have my feelings have not changed, bro. If you defeat me, and it wasn't apparently it wasn't a thing of that was just a one time chance. If anything else, you don't get a second chance with the bout. But then again, given that anyone can really just you would literally have to kill everybody if everyone was on that same type of uh deal because they could just leave if they wanted to. But he won that shit instantly, one swing, broke his sword. That I ain't gonna lie, that had to fucking down. That's But he was always strong. Like he was a newbie already having a whole platoon of his own within the Band of the Hawks. Like, he was the strongest motherfucker there in day one. Oh, but as far as his trauma and whatnot, that kind of goes to his fortitude of resolve when he had to fuse with the black armor and everything back in the manga. And even in he had it within like who the fuck is Dylan? Bro, even with adrenaline and whatnot pumping through your veins, that's a lot of shit to go through. As far as still trying to get to this nigga with your arm being in a whole demon's mouth, having to say, you know what, this shit ain't gonna. He could even easily chip away at his arm because he already broke the tip of it. he pretty much broke the sword in half trying to do from the teeth
Yeah,
of that monster. So now he got to use a fucking broken ass sword to pierce away at his own bones and flesh. He could have
stab
eaten
himself,
like huh,
stab his own shit clean up. I know that shit
and
was
clean. Oh, bro, he could have easily did that shit with a you know a newly. Even though he could have used probably still the side of it, but hey, man, like give him what? Hey, whatever he did to do that shit, he got it off. Just even having to do that, or even thinking about this building, just mustering up the resolve to do that is
shit.
in and of itself fucking honorable. It's not honorable, but like God, kudos, my nigga.
That's that like that's that moving on instinct, bro. Because if he sat and thought about it, I don't know, bro. I gotta just react. Sometimes you just can't think about this shit. You just gotta. Sometimes your body just move, right? Your body just move. You don't even know why.
Yeah.
But it's kind of easy, or a little easier to throw out some of these protagonists. Do you have any notable antagonists or side characters that you would give this? Say had this happened to them?
Okay, still talking. Since we still on Berserk, uh, if we just talk about Casca and what
Oh
she
yeah,
went through and shit,
uh,
or
a lot. Yeah.
somebody like Rebby from Black Lagoon.
Maybe okay.
What she went through her in her childhood. Yeah, right. Like just the shittiest of shittiest circumstances. It's like,
She was trained to be
she
no, she
wasn't
was the
trained
slave.
nothing.
She
She
was the
trained her goddamn
slave.
self.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she through the I guess the training would be just the inexperience, just the experience of you either you sink or swim.
I mean, what
You
was the name of the
it's
city? Well, that was the motto of the city, right?
yeah. Well, Edinburgh, yeah, yep. That was literally the motif meaning of that entire picture. Either you know what the fuck you doing or you don't. Like, and you don't literally would equate to death.
Now I didn't see the Rebecca thing, but would you throw Rebecca in there too? From Black Lagoon?
Honestly, shit, anybody, bro. I'm pretty sure
I mean, that's
they
like a good
literally, their
show
whole
for that.
series literally dealing with
Yeah,
like you.
that was a good show for these type of characters.
Most
Especially
certainly.
the vampire twin kids.
Ooh,
They was fucked from the gate.
they was fucked from the gate. It's like some people just come out of it, and I don't know. I feel like throwing yourself like a army that does not care to throw their lives away or have no regard for it. They'll just keep just off sheer force of will fight a war would be so much more potent than ones that cling a bit further to their own life. So now this one you would have hesitation and certain you'll be a bit more fickle in your reactions. It's a lot more deadly. You have someone that has no regard for their life versus someone who has so much that they feel that they have to live for. As far as just your normal to people. As far as just one with their own life and just them alone versus one who just has no nothing else to like fuck it.
I've been thinking about Sabo's Goku example this whole time too, and I would say I would try to throw in Goku from Dragon Ball and fucking bust his head wide open. I don't know if that was too short enough to be like a real big thing, but it did change his character like 180
Yeah.
when he cracked his head.
Yeah, yeah, but unconsciously, whatnot. I suppose
All right,
he
just
could have just
reset.
been retardedly like strong, like
I mean, he was
like
a
what the fuck is
Saiyan. He's a Saiyan race, so he's just a
I mean,
warmonger and little thing anyway. But his whole when I think when he first came to Earth, he was just a fucking handful, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like he was like he was just I don't know, just with that whole like he like he was in he was not capable of changing, on his own without the head thing versus seeing, his mom and whatnot and how kind she is or how she would be to anyone else outside of her. Or, but given what they was even this the whole societal trauma. They had a whole racial trauma, a whole planetary trauma going on. Even though there was a warrior race, we know now what it could be like with other universes, like that one in Kefla, that one dude in Kefla, and
That one dude.
the other saying them sayings over there.
Yeah. What about Kaba?
Who?
Kaba.
Kaba,
Everyone.
yeah, all them niggas. So like that, but the potential is still like it's still there. Like the potential is never it'll never it's that it never leaves. It's never ever not became a possibility. Key AKA word or keyword potential, but it's just how you adapt through up until some form of realization point of kind of getting over it, not or coming to deal with it more so than or accepting
Um,
it versus just dealing with it. A lot of people when it comes to the trauma are just dealing with the shit and you just make do for what you have versus to come into deeper, epiphanies. And I literally could still have this but not go out of, you know, dis- discharging it maybe this particular way or that particular way. Just wholeheartedly accepting it, then pushing forward.
now I got a character. I have two characters from one show that goes down both the left and the right of this shit, and it's
Speaking,
gonna have to be it's gonna have to be Johan and his sister from Monster.
mm,
Although only one person went through the well, I'm not gonna say one person, but she experienced the traumatic what was it? Uh what do you call it? Genocide or whatever. Not genocide, but the mass suicide or demonstration of killings from all those people in the little house she was in or whatever. And she went back and I guess told it to Johan. And through her telling him the experience, right, he got traumatized and became this evil ass nigga. And she just was like, well, she didn't really understand. She blotted it out, right? She blotted it out from her mind. They tried to forget about it.
yeah,
And ultimately, he became this sadistic serial killer mastermind nigga. And she had already gotten well, she had drew the mental barrier. So when it came up and she realized she actually had got her closure behind it or whatever. Now I don't know if that event made her stronger or weaker, so to speak, because she like blocked it out and shit. But they both experienced crazy ass trauma, traumatic points and periods in their life to kind of formulate their character.
Did it make her any, you know, stronger? Did
I
she
don't
use
know if
that
it
as
made
a?
her any stronger because like she didn't remember the shit, but she was going out there, she was training herself to, how to shoot and be better prepared to deal with her brother Johan because she knew that he was fucked up or whatever. She didn't know the
Mm.
explanation on why they both was fucked up, but you know what I'm saying? She just was like, he's messed up, he kills everybody, I'm gonna kill him or whatnot.
Mm.
And then her digging for information, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. The other nigga, Grimmer was another one of them niggas. He was so traumatized in his what was it, through his war years that he literally made that alter ego and blacked out and woke up. Everybody was dead around him and shit. So kind of like how your homegirl would did the was able to utilize her, uh coming in and out of consciousness kind of sort of when she was going through her traumatic experiences. He did the same thing to a degree.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to think of some more that we just seen that exemplify. I mean, a lot of the really, really good shows do this shit really, really good. So.
Yeah, and it's just that whole thing of just taking like this. It's honestly even sometimes hard to talk about, just given that what the place that it's stemming from and the negativity that it's shrouded in, but eventually becomes, or if you see, becomes actually that push that beginning resolve that if you didn't have it, it probably would not have blossomed into the next step.
Right. Now I know you ain't seen it, but I don't know if Sabo or Axel seen it. Shield Hero.
Oh
That
damn.
nigga.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that one? Okay.
No.
You
That
said I
nigga
ain't see Share
literally.
Hero.
I don't think you saw Shield Hero.
Damn, bro.
I mean, I know you're not the watching type. You catch the clips here and there. I'm pretty sure you know of the story.
I
No
got that shit
doubts
in my
about
fucking
that.
archives, my nigga. You trolling here.
It's one of them isekais though. I don't know if you're
Yeah,
a real
yeah, yeah.
isekai.
The motherfucker got everyone. It was like four of them. One had a sword.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other one had. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. He got fucked over
Okay.
early on, and
Oh, he got fucked over real bad. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They all-
Hella bad. Like, damn, bro. He was like, yo, this nigga went dark as fuck. Had a whole
And he
new ability.
unlocked a whole new ability by just reveling in that hatred
And
for all them
yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah. But yeah, I know what was the as far as the benefit of it would be just him being, like just forced to be isolated or ostracized. And now he
Hmm.
had to be self-sufficient. Now
Yeah,
he
he had to
knows
learn
he knows
everything.
exactly, bro. That's that. Now that's actually a good example. Really a good example.
Yeah, he
That
had.
led him to be that's the oh man, that's actually probably one of the best ones. Probably the goddamn, it's like the best one actually. Because he had to do all that shit on a whole nother world He had to learn all
Yep.
the,
Hmm.
and this got him. I mean, he didn't change as a person because, but that resentment allowed him to just number one stay focused, not to get too close to anybody like that for real,
Right. Right.
and now this without the multitasking of everything else that could have been going through his head aside from self-sufficiency and survival, but all of that. I mean, self-sufficiency pretty much would be the umbrella of it, of everything else.
Yeah, they had another one, man. It was from world's weakest class to the world's strongest or some shit. It was similar to that Shield Hero, but it was a lot more sillier. I think I like the tone of Shield Hero, but that nigga did like he kind of got trapped in a labyrinth. He got trapped in a labyrinth, and he wasn't really an attacking type nigga. He was a support nigga who got trapped in the labyrinth, and his only ability was to. It was similar to the Shield Hero, but it was like he could eat any. That's what it was. He could eat anything. Like his natural constitution would like take the material, like make him so that he would like. Let's say example, he ate a rock. He would
Was it
get
an
some of the
isekai?
minerals and some of the abilities. Yeah, it was an isekai too. It's an isekai as well. It's still
That's not the
ongoing.
slime thing, is it?
No, it's not slime. But you see, they all have this similar setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, not to poke holes or point out a big flaw in isekai shit today.
Nah. You pointed out a big flaw.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's
they
besides
kind
the
of
point.
repetitive, redundant, and all the re shit you could put in front of it, nigga. For example, re, nigga, that shit is like literally a repetitive, redundant show. Nah, I don't take away from people who like it. You know, that
Yeah.
shit was just, I don't know, it was just too much back and back. The nigga was just so fucking stupid. It made me mad. So I just did. Fuck it.
True.
Damn, nigga. But yeah, so that's what he did, and he grinded out. He grinded his way out of that labyrinth by just consuming everything around him and getting abilities and shit like that. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Trying to think of something that's not an isekai. I'm trying to think of a villain actually. No, everybody likes to feel for Thanos and shit, but I don't know. I mean, well, if you know his
I mean,
backstory,
it wouldn't be no different from on the other nigga on the other side of the fence.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yep.
It's just what being portrayed.
But
Honestly, I'm
let
pretty
me.
sure most of the niggas in the village would have probably voted on killing Naruto versus letting that nigga live way early on. He
Oh,
was
I mean,
deemed the
but yeah,
bad
they was
guy.
just dumb though. They was just dumb for that. I mean, but you couldn't control it. I guess if you seen the Nine Tails in real time, like going out of control and shit on your village, like you was
I mean,
alive
yeah,
to
that
experience that shit,
yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, nah, fuck that shit. And the only people who could control them was like literally the nigga who set them loose on the village
Mm, true.
or the Sharingan cats or whatever.
Yeah, they just had to sell him. It wasn't no control of him if
Right.
regardless of whether even if it wasn't in the under the shining gun control, it would have
Well,
still
it had to be
been
like
needed to be sealed. Still needed to be
a
sealed. That shit.
ocular juice. Wait, no, it needed
Yeah.
the sealing juice. Yeah, it just needed to be sealed. And like, yeah, niggas just like, those could be the tail beast could be your equivalent to like natural disasters and calamity and shit like that. So
Yeah.
like, how can you really tame Humans haven't figured out how to tame the wind. You know, we just put up turbines and try to suck off some of the energy that a tornado or a large whirlwind gust would kick up, right? But like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
humans haven't figured out how to utilize volcano eruption power. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Mm-hmm.
I think of the nine tail or the Jin Cherokees as just natural entities, natural disaster shits.
And the whole
Some
concept
niggas
of
can ride
like,
the storm.
say what?
I said some niggas can ride the storm, like
Yeah,
Killer B.
yeah, yeah.
Some
Though I
niggas
feel
just
like it
get
was
taken
definitely
over.
easier for him than I think the Hajibi after because that was dealing with that motherfucker like as far as like the who was it the third Raikage,
Hmm.
you know. So just even kind of somewhat knowing that there's at least someone out there that can tame you is something in and of itself. The only way they've been really keeping up with Kurama was Genjutsu.
The Genjutsu, right? And they didn't have. Wait,
He literally fought that motherfucker to a standstill, bro. Like they both literally was just it's just damn half dead on the ground, bro.
and what's Gaara's nigga name?
Or the Shikaku.
Shikaku, right? And it was like the sand. We give the props to the sand. They was utilizing Gara, but I mean, to be honest with you, like if Gara was to go crazy, who the fuck was stopping him? They really had a
That's a
loose
good
cannon
question, bro. That would have been
had
a
to fuck it down.
that's a good question. It would have been his dad. It would have been his dad at the time. But whenever the time that Orochimaru killed him, that would have been it.
Hmm.
It would have had to been
Yeah,
Orochimaru to sell him, if anybody, because they literally had nobody else in that goddamn village that's on that type of time, bro. I really don't think so. I really don't think they
right.
had anybody at that time that was for the village, for real, and that was from the village that could have stopped
Nah, nobody could
or
stop that
kept
from
up with that nigga,
saying.
bro.
What you had the two closest niggas was a fan and a puppet. A fan and a puppet nigga, bruh. It was like, bruh.
And this is
Yo,
like
guard,
way
go
back
crazy. You
when,
gonna
bro.
stop me. Let me grab my puppets. Let me grab my fan. Like, nigga, get the
Hell
fuck out.
no, bro.
Chikaku come out the bitch laughing at y'all ass. Like, nigga, what the fuck is this shit supposed to do?
Damn, bro. He would have.
You give me toys and a breeze to play with?
Like
They
dead
did.
ass, bro. Damn. That's crazy as hell, bro. Like y'all really out here just dealing with shit that y'all should not be tampering with for real.
Yeah. And they got lucky. They got lucky that they plot armored the story or they plot layered the story just to get sidetracked real quick. That they plot layered the story to have him lose control around Naruto.
Mm.
They had him lose
Like
control around Naruto, and then Naruto could reel him in. Because if he had lost control in the sand, it just would be no more sand.
that shit, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really dealing like as benevolent as the first Hokage's gifts were, this nigga really was not doing them any fucking like it's like giving your 5-year-old a gun to protect himself, but he ends up fucking shooting himself by accident, tamper around with the goddamn thing. Like dead ass. Like the intent was good. but
Yeah.
wholesome. But goddamn. But then again, at that time, they probably had a lot more competent Kages too. And this is like a whole fucking 2 generations after that shit. 2, 3 generations after that shit. So it's like, more and more, it's like the knowledge just kind of gets, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you have to have like a specialty, like you say, specialty sealing nigga around at all times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the one Jinchuriki that I thought was weak as fuck was like the colorful wolf thing. He got captured so quick in that episode. It's just like,
Oh, you talking about the cat, the two
the
tail,
cat,
that bitch
yeah,
with
the two.
the
What was your purpose, bro? It sucked.
God
That shit was
damn.
funny. I was like, you got to be the weakest on the pole, man. You think you got caught first,
Dead ass.
you know?
It didn't take, yeah, like this. They just got killed off. I mean, even though they all got killed off screen, but she was one of the actual ones to have some form of
Some
screen
some
time.
screen, yeah, screen time. You know?
It's like,
She got
damn.
them, did that
She
shit.
full transformed and everything. So she had somewhat of a. She actually was a perfect one of somewhat of a perfect host, or
Yeah,
as far
yeah,
as
yeah. One of the
friendship.
first ones we saw. One of the
Yeah,
first perfect hosts they displayed.
it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Cause she really did
She
some
got,
Hachi. She did some B shit, going in all those, but she just so happened to do the full the
yeah,
full
but
takeover, just like B can do. We ain't even with shit. We ain't even see what anything else as far as how much fine tune she can get it down to, like B, but.
Wait, babe, I'm in the stairs.
But we didn't even know that the first Hokage really went about the super goody goody either. Cause this motherfuckers was going around collecting these motherfuckers. Giving them away like trophies. Black market and shit.
You what?
I came up here for my charger.
Hey, stay in the bed. I hear y'all up.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie though.
my bad.
That whole damn. Aside from Shield Hero, fuck, what's that nigga name? Fucking from Tokyo Ghoul.
What? Oh, Kaneki.
That's actually hell yeah, heck yeah, Kaneki. That actually like he like oh man, like what the shit that she was telling him in his head. Now
She was fucking
that's a
that
weird. He was really, bro. He was mentally fucking the shit out of this man, bro. Like, yo, bro. Like,
nigga.
your
He
mom ain't
fought so
shit, bro.
hard not to be a ghoul. He literally fought that shit tooth and
Hey,
nail the whole fucking season. and then they put him in a position. They gave him enough trauma to snap his ass. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll embrace this shit. And not only will I embrace this shit, I'm the motherfucker y'all don't want to embrace because I eat y'all niggas.
True.
Just
Nigga
left him
trying to turn
alone.
into a kakuja.
You know what I'm saying? Could have just left him alone. Nah, he kept fucking with the nigga. Next thing you know, he ended up eating that nigga. And that was a satisfying, no homo end to a villain. You know?
Dead ass. Like he just
Trying to
snapped.
see
It's
who.
like he just like, you know, in the outside looking in would have been just he snapped. To Jason's perspective, he would have just had snapped.
He would have just snapped, bro. Just snapped, bro.
But then in the
What
monologue and
about
everything he was going through and shit, it was just damn. He initially essentially convinced himself that his mom wasn't shit. Though out of love, but even love can be hella toxic. So those emotions didn't make you strong, nigga. That shit made you weak as fuck.
it made you weak, nigga? Like I'm gonna be a human. I'm gonna be a human. Nah, Playboy.
Nah, bye.
Did you see because I was seeing a couple too, Cabanari Train. Nah, I don't know, man, because that's a weird one too.
That's anime?
He went through a lot of shit. Yeah, it's an anime. It's about a pretty much zombies and trains.
Like
Yeah.
zombies doing a train on somebody? What we talking about?
I mean, zombies always do a train on niggas, man. They always be dogpiling the fuck on niggas.
True.
But the main character ends up getting infected by a zombie like the first episode. And what he does is he pretty much seals off the infection to one area through like ridiculously crazy restraints that are physically and mentally demanding. And because he did that, he's able to, like I say, cut off the spread of the zombie disease in his body, giving him some more. Like he stopped the spread from going to his head. His body kind of got zombified to a degree, and he used his that new ability along with his smarts because he's a smart nigga, and he helps them fight off these legions of zombies that's trying to take out the train that they on. They're on the train. They keep stopping at stations, and it's like overrun by zombies and shit.
Yeah.
Now I want to go to another example though,
You
because
know, Bruce Banner
would you?
is a good example too. I just throwing it out
Oh
there for
yeah,
future.
hell yeah,
I just thought about that shit. Then again, I wasn't
man.
even
That
thinking about comic. I
motherfucker
mean,
went
we
through
got
so
it's a lot of
much
comic
shit.
examples actually.
He went through so much shit.
Like, okay, so in the
His,
movie, in that shitty, in the first shitty, I guess adaptation. Now
am I the
the
only one that
clap.
liked the first movie?
I like the first movie though. I really do.
All right,
But as far as you know, I guess in most people's depictions of it,
they like the
in that
second one.
mind.
Oh, I think the first one. The first one hit on a lot of his real deal backstory.
True, it did. It really did. And it really kind of
In that movie. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it propels the foundation to the rest of his
Right.
struggle.
That was a good origin story because in that movie, you literally get the details that it's not the gamma radiation that make him the Hulk. It's literally his child abuse
Yeah,
that made him the Hulk. This separate personality. Now, they could have probably got more in depth if they continued that storyline. and gave us more flashbacks. But in the first one, they gave us a couple flashbacks of him as a child and his dad beating up on his mom and shit.
You know, it was a
So
bad representation of that bullshit. I hate to go back to it, but fucking Sakura Haruno, her battle in the preliminary tuning exams when she fought Ino and when she did mind transfer jutsu and she kicked this bitch out. What the fuck is going on, bro?
see,
Oh man, we ain't. But this video ain't is not is was not made to bash. Even though how much I truly want to bash that shit and so many other things, but that would be another one.
which one?
The whole Sakura Haruno battle
Oh, okay.
with
Yeah.
Ino Yamanaka.
But then you feel like that battle changed her character?
Bro, she ain't had no goddamn character to begin with, bro. What you talking about?
Now I seen some videos, nigga, online, kind of going against
Man, what they
y'all
talking about then? What they
talking
talking about?
points. Said that
Give
not
me something,
only
bro.
not only was Sakura a dynamic female character, she might
In
be
what regard?
arguably the best dynamic female character
Oh,
according to you.
please bring up 1 point. Anything. Give me something.
Let me see. What did he say? He said, who did he bring up? That
Link me that
because
bullshit later on too, if you
I gotta
remember.
link it to you because I cannot remember who he gave, but he was just like the only reason why y'all fuck with her is because of fan service. She's not as impactful.
Damn, we think we getting hard
on
off
the
of that shit?
game.
What the fucking hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said one of the reasons why Sakura is not liked is because of the non fan service aspect to her.
Oh, the non-fans, like, oh.
Yeah, that's one of the aspects that they don't like her. And the aspect, man, what character did he
Now
say?
you're just talking about complaining pedophiles,
It was
bro.
he was putting in a pedal argument thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause I'm trying to think who was the other character, but she was like a well drawn character or an adult drawn character, I should say. An adult drawn character, but it was still like a young character. I
In
don't
the
know who it
series.
is, but think about like how Lucy is in fairy tale. I'm not gonna say he was saying Lucy. Maybe he was, but he was trying to say that people feel like Lucy is more impactful than Sakura, and he was like the only reason why they feel that is because of the fans. I was like, interesting.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. I can't really.
It's like I
I
can't
mean, then
deny
again,
what
it's kind of
he did
unfair as
because
fuck too, given
I
the
don't know
fan service
motives.
overload in Fairy Tale.
Right. I don't know people's motives for liking a character, so I can't say that you're wrong entirely because it is people who like these characters for their aesthetic. But
Yeah.
like,
Most definitely, yeah.
to kind of permeate that that's the only reason why or the main reason why, it's kind of like nah, because you putting everybody who agree with that ruling of the characters on some pedo shit.
Yeah. Either just hella, just damn, one dimensional as fuck. But yeah, and one of those dimensions would just be the fan service.
Yeah.
Outside of the writer, the story, all of that.
But he was
If
saying that
that's
Sakura has like the most impactful moments for that character archetyping in anime. I get, or we'll say anime because I ain't gonna say manga.
As far as just um as far as just now she was definitely impactful coming to the forest of death. You know, when trying to just that realization moment, I guess. I ain't gonna be useless. I'm actually, fuck it. Like you right. For the simple fact that I did cut my hair just then, as you exclaimed about maybe if I did put more time into my jutsu than I do in uh
That other shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you is trying to be a ninja, so
Yeah.
you would want to primary your skill set above everything, because that's a life or death
Hmm.
type of occupation.
Yeah, so it was definitely for reals when it came to that. I wouldn't argue against that. Okay, yeah. Yeah. That's a thing.
Yeah, I was just like, Sakura do take catch a lot of heat. You know, I do think she was a good character though. I mean, I don't know
Not
how
really.
much more you would want from her in
I mean, to the game, she's
the
not really. I mean,
series.
she's somebody. Like she was honestly never to be that to begin with.
As a
She
decent
brought what
supporting
she.
character,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
you know, the hyper focus is on Naruto and Sasuke. So
yeah. It was just
I
probably
mean,
just some
he
of the
could have did more,
annoying.
but then they make a trio thing.
Yeah,
They wasn't going for a trio thing. They was going for a duo.
they weren't going for no trio.
They weren't going for the trio. What they did with her, even though they were in a three-man cell. You know,
Yeah.
And that just get me started on women in Naruto.
God damn. Let's talk about
get
it.
it going, get it going.
Women in Naruto are trash. All of them. Every single one I've ever seen. Trash.
Damn.
Tsunade. High tier trash. Tio.
Hell.
Now I don't know how y'all feel about Grandma Tio personally, but
I ain't gonna lie, Grandma Chio's probably the only one. She actually held on fucking on, my nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, she did. Sacrificial trash.
Damn.
Man,
God
made by
damn.
the fifth Mizukage. Sadistic. I mean, no. What's this shit when the bitch sexy as fuck? Seduce? No.
She was just, bro. She was a nihilistic
Seductively.
ass trash, bro. She was nihilistic trash, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nihilistic.
Seductive.
If it, bro, she would have
Oh,
brought my morale all the way down trying to fight next to her, bro. I'm like, God damn, bro.
exactly.
Shit, let's
Like
give
we
up
we
then.
we don't fight shit. Like I can see why the Miss Village trash as fuck. Like I can see why y'all in the motherfucking pond. I don't even know how you wanted to agree. You want all y'all Kages getting folded. Nigga, like the nigga before you was manipulated his entire fucking life. The nigga before you, I don't even remember the third Mizukage. Trash as fuck. Uh, they
Damn.
on a six Kage. They on a six Kage. Like what? What? Which one? Naruto.
Ain't
Naruto
Naruto the
seven.
six? Oh, he
No,
the
Naruto
seven.
is seven.
Oh yeah,
He's seven.
I
But
keep forgetting Kakashi was one for.
yeah, but this the thing. This the thing. This the difference between the Miss Village and the
But
Leaf
yeah, yeah,
Village. See,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
they
Some
they
of it,
they
some niggas
they
just
niggas still
died
alive.
right off the gate, bro. Some
Yeah,
niggas just died right off the gate.
they
well, one of them really, but
cool.
Minato.
Yeah,
But
no,
for a good reason,
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about. They always have two Kages alive at the same time.
They do. Even
They always
sometimes
have.
maybe three.
Leaf,
Goddamn.
Leaf, exactly. Leaf is the only motherfuckers that have all their Kages still
You weak
alive,
ass
bro.
nigga.
Every other village Kage be dead, and then they name another Kage. Get the fuck out, nigga.
God
Leaf
damn.
Village hired a Kages. Who want to be a Kage in any other village? Anyway, back to women in Naruto. Uh, Ten ultimate trash.
Oh,
Who?
Ten,
Why you saying Ten, bro?
but
That
why?
Mizukage?
Look,
That's a
look, look,
Kage?
look,
I,
look,
I I ain't never heard no Kage from any village named Ten, my nigga.
look. She
Like
trash.
she just on that bullshit.
She's a woman and she's
you
trash.
gotta pick out the
She
females.
trash for a reason, bro.
Bro, what's the reason? Because she's a ninja in a ninja show? Nigga, get the just because she's not a fucking Super Saiyan doesn't mean that she's useless. She's the only
Yo,
non-Saiyan in Naruto, bro. Like, I,
yo,
I,
bro.
bro, does she even have a scene where she uses her chakra and makes like a chakra aura around her body or some
Shut
shit?
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Rock Lee can't even manipulate chakra. He can do it. Like,
He
like,
can, nigga. He just can't. He can't form it. He can't structure it into jutsus, nigga.
bro, all right, bros. Whatever you say, but guess what? I don't think Ten could do it at all. This bitch
Bro,
got
they
kunai.
flopped 10 from the beginning, bro. I'm pretty, bro. And you know what, bro? You know what, bro? You know what they did to 10? And I ain't gonna say what they did to 10, what she did to herself, giving her battle with Tamari, which honestly, when you think about it, was the dumbest shit she did. I'm gonna throw knives at you. Oh wait, I got strings on it now. I'm gonna do the same thing, but with strings attached.
Right,
Strings,
Lord, Lord,
Conqueror, trash ass nigga already done.
Lord. Let me tell you. Let me explain something to you, bro. You know that technique that she used for her ultimate technique that she used on Tamara, bro. You know she used that shit on Neji, and the shit didn't work,
Bro, first of all, shit was a practice. Neji used that bitch for practice, just to practice his
bro.
rotation, bro.
Why would that be?
It was never a thing for him a versus a true versus battle, bro.
Exactly,
Would have already known what it
exactly.
would have been, bro.
Exactly, but her secret technique not even good enough for his casual practice, bro. Like, and then
Damn, I mean, what you trying to say, bro? Bro,
she
Neji
went to the
versus.
tuning exams with that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
Hey, oh man, bro. Look, I ain't even about to talk about it, bro. I ain't gonna lie though, it has been damn near almost 2 hours. I'm about to talk about this shit. Okay, so God Sensei ain't shit. I'm
that
pretty sure
shit
the
trash.
rest of the Jonins ain't shit either because these
Trash.
niggas could not even detect Tamari, even though no one else has talked about it or not monologue, but had any dialogue referencing their ignorance like God Sensei did. But the quickness in this bitch and pulling out the fan twice. Still couldn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. It's like, wait a minute, what happened? No,
See, Lloyd.
Tintin doesn't miss. What's going on?
See, Lloyd. This is the thing. This is the thing about Naruto. And I hate to pull this card out, but
Bro.
I hate to pull this card
Don't,
out.
but Royal flush that shit. Fuck.
But goddamn niggas, he uses his characters to not know something that they should know in order to explain it to us.
He's like a yeah. Characters like
And
Ichigo complex.
Yeah, yeah.
This
And I
this this the
can't.
narrative
I hate
tool.
to use this argument. I hate to use this argument because it's the same argument of saying, "Oh, that's just plot." Like, but he does because it would literally make no
It would,
fucking
yeah,
sense
that's true. Yeah,
because
yeah,
literally
yeah.
later in that fucking fight, like later in that round, he was watching Rock Lee zip around, beat the shit out of guard. Like he saw every time Rock Lee was moving way faster than 10-10 going.
Mm, what
So
tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, tomorrow. No, 10-10.
No,
That
no,
bitch
tomorrow.
was getting,
That
no,
was
that bitch
that
was
was the one.
getting.
That was the motherfucker. He couldn't see what the fuck went
No, no,
down. He
no.
said,
I'm
"Wait a
talking.
minute, how
No,
you know
Lord.
that?"
Lord, I'm talking about 10-10 because Tamari was beating the shit out that bitch. Like, you brought a knife to a fan fight, bitch. Go home.
Hell, nigga. That's just so nasty, bro. It's just like, yo, bro. Like, look at that. I was like, wait a minute. How do you not? What
How do
the
you not see
fuck?
that? Yeah, that nigga did just say 10-10 did what?
Like, I seen, bro. I was watching that shit the other day, bro. And I think we're talking on the phone with damn, who was that? Nemo or Rock? I forgot. But it's like I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on, bro? So she always hits her mark. I'm like, I mean, I guess if the mark was standing still or doing completely nothing to avoid it, yeah. Like honestly, damn, bro, just giving some of the, you know what? Back then, too, just trying to really just put myself back in my old shoes and just not really knowing some of the feats and quickness and things of characters and just seeing, just hearing just the thing like, like the marksman 10-10 type shit. And not to mention some of the hype, even just being on that team. It's really a sad realization.
Right.
Like I'm not like damn. I ain't want to say. I'm about to say it live. I'm about to say it. 10-10 really wasn't shit though to begin with. Goddamn, I hate myself. 10-10.
Lord, how about we do this, Lord? Let's name a few characteristics in Naruto. No. Let's name a few Naruto characters that you feel like were poorly written. I'm gonna say three Naruto characters that were poorly, and three One Piece characters that were poorly written, and three Bleach characters that were poorly written. And then whichever one you want to go through first, and then explain why. You can start.
uh, the floor is
In
yours.
the floor.
uh, okay. Toby.
Damn, I actually agree with that. I want to disagree with you on one of them.
Nah, bro, because I just like that one clip I had seen earlier, bro. Like he literally knew that Donzo tried to assassinate this nigga, bro, and did nothing, bro. He wasn't caught. He it was really like a out, within the behind the curtains type shit. No one else knew about this, but just the one ninja that was doing wood style. And that was, he was like, oh, okay. And from that, he pretty much realized, okay, so Donzo had something to do with this bullshit. Uh,
And I'm gonna say that I hated.
he just had too much. His kindness was just the word. It's just the that's
Yeah, it
that
was
bad.
too much. Yeah, he was throwing the blind eye. I wish, and what's the nail in the coffin for me? This is the nail in the coffin for me. When he let Orochimaru go,
That too.
and this
It's
is
all that shit.
years of of Donzo bullshit, years of Donzo bullshit, and then you just let Orochimaru just leave. Like,
Yep.
why? This not gonna bite you in the ass. But I digress. I digress. He made a lot of piss poor decisions. I can understand, but at the same time, I want to say like people blame Sarutobi, and they say that Sarutobi was a bad person to Naruto, and while that's how the anime depicted it, I truly don't believe that the manga depicted it for him to have been that bad of a person towards Naruto.
To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure the rumors and shit, he was not the one to spread them, or even was the one to even probably as far as in that those exact. I just didn't want them to know that he was the nine tails.
Right.
And it's like playing a whole game of phone. Everyone's worries and shit. This fucking just start to become more and more just malicious.
Right.
So
And honestly, what should have actually happened is that I feel like one bad thing is that he should have, because I say like Naruto couldn't be close to Sarutobi because that's kind of suspicious. Like if he's worried about how like Minato's enemies will come after Naruto, that he wouldn't want to be around Naruto either. You feel me? That's logical thinking because like why would the third Hokage be personally taking care of this young child?
you know what? That's that bullshit. Perhaps on like in daylight and everything. And he
Mm-hmm.
didn't want most of the village to see him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Given the fact that most of those motherfuckers ain't ninja, don't know shit. He's the fucking Hokage. He can literally just sneak in this motherfucker's apartment at night or some shit
Yeah,
and literally have
you're
a talk
literally
to this nigga, bro. So many ways he could have
exactly.
got around that shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
many.
it is.
Though that's not his
Exactly.
initial responsibility.
Yeah, it's not
Aside
his initial.
from
And but the thing is, you could send someone to do that. You know,
did
you
again, but
can.
his ideology would literally go against what the fuck he was doing in Naruto.
Yeah,
Given how kind he was to other shit, he would put shit aside and whatnot. Naruto really could have. He never had a he. Of course he like. It's no wonder he was putting graffiti on shit so many times.
yeah,
Motherfucker just had lost count. How many times this nigga was causing mischief around the village?
right.
Shit, like
And at the
like this
same
nigga,
time, it's
like
like, bro, you're
yo.
not. He did a horrible job with Naruto, and then I just want to bring this up because no one ever talks about this. He did a horrible job with Sasuke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But talk about elaborate on that for because actually we really don't talk about Sasuke
Yeah, he did
and
horrible,
what he could have done.
like around the same time, because Naruto was born into that. Sasuke lost his entire family like what? Because they the same age. Naruto, Sasuke lost his entire family like 3 years later, or some shit like that. 4 years later, five
Hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sasuke, Sasuke was probably better trained by his parents, so he probably already knew how to take care of himself, and he already was trained as a ninja, so he already knew how to, go on missions and do them more proficiently or whatever. But at the same time, bro, Sasuke didn't get taken care of by anybody. He grew up alone, just like Naruto. That's where they related at. Both of them grew up alone. Both of them always alone. It's just that Sasuke was just more mature enough and stayed, out the way.
Hmm.
But Hiruzen didn't do nothing for him either.
Yeah, that's
These are
true.
these are two orphan boys from two prestigious households. Like these are these are basically royalty. These are
Yeah.
these are royals. They are royals and nothing. You especially Sasuke. See, I could Naruto was just a freak accident. Naruto was a
Hmm.
freak accident. These two of the most important people in the village just so happened to get attacked and died, and their child. That's a freak accident.
When you say
Sasuke,
freak accident, I was thinking, damn, when Sasuke's a fit, but it sure wasn't. I just like listen to almost like I don't know how the fuck that just slipped my mind. That shit was
that, no, no,
legitimately
no,
planned.
yeah, yeah, it was playing. And Naruto, and the thing about Sasuke is that Hiruzen was partially to blame in that whole situation. Like he still takes somewhat blame for the Uchiha clan massacre. Honestly, he take majority of the blame. Because my ideology is whoever is in charge takes the blame. You know,
That's
because you're
true.
in charge.
Yeah, yeah. If you're willing to,
The higher
exactly.
the higher you up on the scale, the
The
more your
more
fault it is.
responsibility, yeah.
Exactly. The
Hell
more your fault.
yeah.
That's why whenever I was like,
Yeah.
I was talking to this one dude, and he was like, yeah, he was like, it was Walmart. This was just a random ass thing, but it's a
Hmm.
baler that we put boxes in, right? And this dude, he was an employee, and he was complaining about how his department always does it, and he had so much work to do, blah 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 blah. And I was like, why are you stressing about all this goddamn work you got to do when all you got to do is stand back here and take your time, and then when you get finished, finish whatever you can at your department, and
Go
and he was like,
home, clock
no,
out.
yeah. And then he was like, no, my manager. Da, da, da. I was like, who got you back here? He was like, my manager. And then I was like, so no, no. Actually, I didn't say that. I didn't say that first. He said he got rowdy again, and I was like, so whose fault is that? And that pissed him off because he was like, because he thought I was blaming him. And then I stopped him. I was like, no, that's your manager's fault. The person
Yeah.
in charge is always to blame.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Always. It's never your fault. It's never the person that did it fault.
Yeah.
It's always the manager's fault at all times. And that's the same thing with Haruzen. It's his fault. Because one, you turned a blind eye in
That's
your
actually a
village.
great ideology, and I definitely would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Responsibility under like your, what you signed, and don't have to be physically, but you have signed, you have a responsibility.
Exactly. You have a response. These people do not have responsibility. Nobody below you has the same responsibility as you have. And you have
Yeah.
not the same responsibility as the person above you.
Yep.
Like what? Like for example, the store manager at my store. If something bad happens in the deli, like or we fail like a test or some shit, 98% of that is his fault.
Yeah.
All of that is his fault. Higher
Yep.
you are, the more to blame you are. You get a higher percentage because you're not doing your job. But
You
anyway,
know, the
I'll
movie, the movie, Lean on Me actually has a very great illustration or just example of it.
Mhm.
As far as being like not only respond, you know, not only just this throwing out orders and shit from high up, but actually going out to homes and dealing with individual kids, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh when you know when the time is done,
Right.
you know, when you know you need it, when
Mm-hmm.
which is definitely showed a lot of course, some of the, you know, the main kids was repeated, only given the fact that, you know, that was that role in the movie. But aside from that, it's just, you know, outside, you know, just out just when you don't know they're doing something, you know, they're doing something in order to keep things sufficient, you know, within the walls,
Right.
and making sure that shit is done. If you ain't gonna do it, I will eventually have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But taking responsibility for that and knowing, you know, taking that, you know, that yeah,
Initiative.
it's gonna yeah.
You have to care, and that's the thing. You have to care. People have to care. Perusing that in that predicament did not care. He let Donzo do what Donzo did, and which was wrong. He should have took a stand. And they tried to depict that with him. They tried to depict that with him. Taking charge with what's that shit called? With him taking charge with and canceling his Black Ops Donzo little Black Ops thing in the anime, but that was bullshit. Like to be the strongest physical fighter in the village, he was like complete trash, bro. Did little to nothing. Toby Ram, the only bad thing I could say Toby Rama did was to choose Haruza.
Oh, damn. Yeah, go lie. Like
He was
sometimes, like it takes. Damn, even Donzo before he even left the office after his encounter with Haruzen, and you know, knowing that he's letting him go, he was like, "You are the darkness, and I am, you know, or I'm, you know, you're the light, I'm the darkness, you know, within the, or you know, with he was pretty much the shadow, or the shadow Kage
yeah.
of the village, and
Which
even Haruzen agreeing with him, he was like, yes,
yeah.
you are the, you know, you know, but and even adding on his understanding of it, given like we cannot exist without each other, you know, it's almost like it's you have to do what you have to do. I almost like you have some form of immunity over me
Right. Hmm.
instead of me taking on both Maxwell's all responsibilities, as you know, of that, just that little bit of understanding. Sometimes I got to do some harsh things. Some things is I have to do what I have to do for
Yeah.
the
And that's
whole of
needed.
what I have signed up for. Exactly. Yes, it
And that's
is.
needed. That's needed. That's needed. But Donzo was doing it in a way that, and this is why I always say Donzo was one of the most important characters in Naruto. And
Mm.
you can see it. You can see it because after he died, after Donzo died, and I point this out years, no one believes me, but I'm pretty sure if you reread it, you will see that after Donzo dies, the quality of the show goes down because he has nobody to make plans no more. You know, he has nobody that can actually go back and do something. And Donzo only really used his power to control the village. You know, he
Hmm.
only used his power to control the village. He rarely did anything to not control the Leaf Village. Everything he did was for power in the Leaf Village. Like the whole ordeal with Nagato, he created Dan Katsuki.
If a good example, you have if from Donzo and Sarutobi, who do you think mirrors those between Kakashi and Guy Sensei?
You said what?
Who do you think they would have chose as far as like, or a mirror of the two? Who do you think would have been a mirror image of their both their ideals or what they would have done versus what they would have not done. As far as who would Saratobi choose between Kakashi or God Sensei versus who would Donzo choose in between the two?
I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm forced to say a person, Donzo, both of them would choose Kakashi.
They both would choose Kakashi?
Yeah,
Maybe
they
that was a
both would.
bad one. Because
Yeah.
I see it as
Now, if
when
you give
God
me, now,
Sensei first realized what the Ambu was doing, he just could not be able. He was just at that one. I think it was a filler though, but it really does show what type of character you are, what you're willing to do versus what you are not willing to do.
right? But
He was not.
here's
That
the
was killing these niggas. Like that's the job guy. Like you can't be no bitch ass nigga about it. And that's really on some fucking Saratobi shit
right.
versus Donzo, who would have done what needed to be done.
See, but
So
see
I do
that's
feel
this the
like
thing though. This the thing though. This the thing that you mentioned about Haruzen. Haruzen knows the value of necessary evils though. You feel me? Like would he want the bloodshed to be there? No, he wouldn't want it. But at the same time, he would know that he's not strong enough to fall through with it. And that it would be necessary for it to happen if need be. And that's why he'll choose Kakashi, because Kakashi wouldn't kill, like without being ordered, Kakashi wouldn't kill if not necessary.
I like that. Okay, I see your point. I see it
You
because
see?
he did.
But
Yeah.
if
He did
not,
definitely knew,
ordered,
and that's honestly kind of amazing. More not annoying, but frustrating as far as what some of the things he would just kind of let just But that's interesting.
yeah. Kakashi wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it if he didn't need it. But Donzo, like I said, Donzo would choose Kakashi because he knows Kakashi will find support.
Yeah, that's why I would have. Yeah,
and he's gonna
definitely a
he,
synthesis
yeah,
between those two, most
if he,
certainly.
if he says no survivors, Kakashi will ensure none of them live.
Yeah.
Even if honestly, even if he get a bond with him, even if he gets some type of bond
Especially
with
a past Kakashi versus what kind of Naruto probably throwing this nigga's mind and shit.
see now Kakashi
Yeah, like a
Kakashi after me Naruto. Kakashi after me Naruto, he would be more like he still pretty much the same. He'll do it. I don't even think he had a Shadow Kage. I think Kakashi, because mostly all of them had Shadow Kage. I don't think Minato had one, even though he probably didn't have time to have one.
So was Tobirama's his Shadow Kage?
Hashirama, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Damn, I ain't gonna lie. And I know like that is actually a cool ass concept. Just dealing with this.
No, I'm wrong. It was Madara. I don't know how they just went over my head. It was clearly Madara.
See now, yeah. If he would have just but he kind of went and just like he was too shadow.
Yeah, he had two shadows.
Like fuck out niggas, right?
He had two shadows, but I feel like Tobirama probably was the one after him. I don't think Tobirama
Yeah,
had
was like a substitution, or a substitute Shadow Kage.
Yeah,
Though Tobirama was most definitely for the spot. Given some of the things they was always argue or just some of the discrepancies and damn, you're too nice, elder brother type shit.
You're too nice. You gotta take charge. You gotta use your power. But the thing is, Tobirama wasn't evil, and a lot of people hate.
He was just he was about them contingencies. He was about that future. He was a pessimist. He was a pessimist in a good way, in a balanced way. You can be you can be balanced on both and on any side, which you would know you would need someone an assistance or some uh discussion or some what's that advisement
Right.
and an advisor for certain ideas because certain ideas you may just cannot come to some of the darkest regions of just doing some and then explain it to where it's not so malicious. It's like some things just need to it's needed in order for balance, some or have things repeated over and over again, giving your over kindness, over empathy, empathetic nature. Damn, I ain't gonna lie though, that's actually a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
The more I think about that, dead ass.
But I don't
Someone's
see.
like,
But Madar,
whew.
Madar, that man, he did everything. He did everything for Hashirama. He ensured that the job got done. He was like Donzo, but to like overly to the extreme.
Man, with a couple plus ones.
Yeah, yeah. He was Madar with a
he
few plus
didn't just get
because like
100,
what
nigga. This nigga got 120. He did extra. He did extra work.
I knew. Nah, if Donzo was 100, Madar was like 2,000. Like,
God, nigga, get the fuck
oh
out.
yeah, think about what he did, right? Think about what this man made an entire village submit to him.
He sure did go out and like I keep forgetting that was actually in the time of peace, or that the time of them
Yeah, like
coming
like
to.
around the time that like they started making the villages, right? Hashirama went around capturing the tail beasts and giving them to the villages, like as a peaceful offering to everybody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Dara was also going to these villages of their kages, telling them that you serve us.
Mm.
They went to the he went to the top. He went straight to the Kage and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna run me this fade, and then after you see that you can't beat me, y'all gonna do everything that I say."
Slick. I forgot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. Yep. Honestly, that's the perfect Donzo and Hiruzen
Yeah, like he. Oh
depiction.
my god.
Hell yeah, because he literally did shit on his own.
Uh huh. On his own, Hashirama had them known, but turn the blind eye, turn the complete blind eye.
And this is
Madara was.
completely different from a Sasuke and Naruto, like Sasuke being the Shadow Kage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that was
See,
actually one of
Sasuke.
the first times they even threw out that terminology, Shadow
Yeah,
Kage.
Shadow Kage. Yeah. And the thing is, Sasuke is such a perfect Shadow Kage because the thing is, he's doing everything for the interest of the village, but for the peace of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's looking for the organizations, and this is why Boruto is trash. This segues into why Boruto is trash. I can understand that Naruto and Sasuke are super OP Super Saiyans, right? But why are you using Kaguya's clan as the main antagonist? Like straight off the bat. And the story is supposed to be about Boruto. Like that just shows that this manga was not written for longevity. This manga was literally written for just for sales, and then they made up a concept, and then they started going forward with the concept, and then realized that it's more popular than what they thought it would have been, and so they have to keep writing this trash. But in all honesty, the only thing that they realistically had to do was to have like not even top tier like bandit groups, rogue groups like Akatsuki or some shit, and then have
Mm-hmm.
like Boruto them fight them, like low level, like not on the scale of Akatsuki, but low level and then it can rise up to it got to Kaguya's clan, but it didn't have to be that high so soon. Now you got these overpowered ass characters, and you have to make Boruto
End up fighting that
in
Kuchiki,
yeah,
the other nigga. I'm
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to find out. Like, how the fuck we get from this to it eventually coming to that?
exactly. That would have been lit as hell. That would have been lit as hell if it was a little bit slower progression. That would have been lit as hell if it was just a little bit slower progression.
Yeah, and this made sense because even Naruto at the
Yeah,
end of Shippuden had to fight Sasuke, and we know Sasuke wasn't the final motherfucker,
exactly.
or the. So
Yeah, Sasuke wasn't.
yeah,
Yeah, Sasuke wasn't the
it would have just
strongest
been
nigga.
another thing. That would have just been really kind of more the emotional battle that they would have inevitably had to do, given both of their ideas and just end game goals and shit.
Right. And right now, Boruto is like, and the thing is, I can understand, like,
They
they trying
can't
to go
stop
for
now
the
though.
whole.
You know that, right? Like
Yeah, it's over with.
they got the god of whatever that fucking again DMT ass being. Whatever that shit is. That shit like a whole like if you literally type in DMT pictures, that is literally like a fucking somebody on DMT just drew that shit, or somebody experiencing DMT doing that shit, bro. That's some old DMT acid ass motherfucker, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like that shit looked cool as fuck, but like, goddamn, how do they even? Damn, I feel like that's like that's a hell. Now, that jump, what you just described is pretty, just like damn. It's like it's once you throw it out there to the public and know this is a thing, it has to be some reconciliation to it. Now, whatever that is, whatever. Now, just imagine the reconciliation of whatever this is. Not to say that this is a good or bad entity, but still, it needs to be clarified. Now we need to know what the like. I mean, it could end still. It could end on an abrupt note. It's really not that important to where you really just need to talk about it like that. Aside from, I mean, you can at least reconcile the out of Orotsuki. You can reconcile that, I guess. But yeah, but what your point is a more main front, like, this is a prime issue right here and now.
Yeah. Like but it's too. Yeah, like you said, it's too late. It's too late. You can't go back from that now. You already balls to the walls now. Like
Balls to the wall. Balls to the walls, nigga.
it's already too late, bro. Y'all already wrote yourself into a corner that y'all can't write yourself out of.
Yeah, ass. Damn. Okay, so you keeping up with the Boruto manga, right?
No,
Damn. Come
no, I
on,
can't.
bro.
I can't.
Damn. Fairy Tail better, bro. Then again, not me, not just comparing it to Boruto.
Did Naruto?
No, not even. You know what? I shouldn't even brought up here. Never mind. Forget it. Forget
Exactly,
what I said.
because you knew that was wrong. You knew that was wrong.
Oh, small
Fairy Tale is the worst piece of shit that has ever been written.
How dare you?
It
It
is.
wasn't that bad, bro.
It was. It literally was. Like when I say I literally got sick
You
reading
know
each
what,
chapter.
bro?
And like y'all, like I can say, like, oh, you loved it, because I read it, and like I can't deny that I like the
No.
character.
Because you just stopped. I did it. I did as far as what I'm guessing. You continued it because you was you was so far in. It was so
Yeah, I was
much.
so
It was
far
still
in.
so much.
Exactly.
And
And
they could have even at that time they could have still somewhat reconciled for that. They didn't really do no Naruto
they had
shit
so many. They had so many. Because let me tell you, the Fairy Tale was a manga.
because they really kind of been doing patterns that we should have got a long time ago. To be honest with you, that was doing shit anyway. They was not trying to hide nothing, be really intricate with a story.
Yeah,
Like that, like not like like nah.
they were trying, but it's like near the end, it was like it got like the ending. It was too stupid for me. Like it was so like they literally just went so shonen. They just went so shonen. Like if you like shonen and you want to see shonen tropes, the end of Fairy Tale is nothing but shonen tropes. It is just shonen. That is shonen. Like
And you
in the
know,
very beginning, they were trying to write a story. They were trying to
mhm,
write a story in the very beginning, and it was
yeah,
nice, like Hades and shit. Like when they I don't know if you remember when they went to the Fairy Tale Island or whatever, and they fought. That was amazing. I love that shit, right? And I
yeah,
love the fight with fucking everything in early Fairy Tale was good.
yeah, yeah.
I can't remember where it kind of fell off for me, but I know the
That's when
tournament
you
was
still
pretty
had that
good.
motherfucker. That was fucking a spirit, a key, a celestial key, a spirit type nigga. But he was this whole time just like fuck it, I ain't going back, nigga. It was a whole Pikachu in this.
Right, right. Loki, yeah, Loki.
That was yeah.
All it was good. It was good, but it's like near the end, it just lost me, bro. Like, and the thing is, it's like this the main thing, and it's gonna sound selfish, but Jalal, y'all know I love
Hey,
Jalal, bro.
so yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
know
yeah.
I love Jalal. That was my favorite kid. I could honestly say he could have remained in my top 10 of favorite characters of all time if this nigga did not just keep pissing me off, bro. Because he had I forgot what's it called. This one attack that made a constellation in the sky, and that
Wasn't
constellation
it against Shurgan, the
Theory is okay.
Shurgan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. That's the move. But
I remember when we had a talk right when that chapter came out, bro. I remember that whole yeah. I
and
remember
I
around
was
that
mad,
time,
right?
bro.
I
You
was
was
mad
fucking pissed, nigga. You was
when
yeah.
I tell you
You was yeah.
I was pissed
Hella frustrated, like bro. I was like, damn, bro. And you still
because
had hope. I remember you still having some, even though I'm pretty
because
sure you yourself probably just somewhat had something die in you at that moment.
yeah, it died.
Unbeknownst to us, bro.
It died, bro. It died. Like a part of me really just was like, because it was lit. Like he did, because Heavenly Body Magic. When he did Heavenly Body Magic Sigma, however the fuck you say it,
Mhm.
that was lit because that's one of the moves he was gonna do on
In the
somebody.
games,
Yeah, in the
and
what you
then they
call. He was
stopped
gonna do
his
it on that
ass because
stone
it's
nigga.
like,
Yeah,
bro,
they
you
stopped.
about to stop. Yeah, you got to get stopped, bro.
Yeah, like
Who stopped him? I just thought about it.
the
How did he
girl that could
stop?
like connect the girl that could connect her body to people.
Oh, if you die, I mean, if you like, it's a double whammy.
Yeah. So
Kill
like
me, you kill
if you
yourself.
tickle her, then you tickle her, he like the other person gonna laugh
Get to
or
yeah,
you
yeah,
stab
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
that's how they stopped it. They
that shit
tickled
was
him.
OP. That's OP. That's a hack ass. That's a hack ass.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, and then later on, like in the final arc, let me tell you, I can't even remember who he was fighting, what happened. I was like, this is it. He is finna use a brand new move, and he is finna fuck these niggas up. It's done. We waited all this time and we finally finna see a brand new secret technique.
Yeah,
And then he used the same fucking move yet
it's almost
again.
like when
What?
Kakashi was almost trying to brag about his new Mangekyo Sharingan ability to Naruto and Sakura, but they ain't really give a fuck.
Right.
He's like, oh, I wish that was still Academy students. So that was all on my that was all on my dick. Damn, man, damn, we give a fuck now. Goddamn. Like, just giving his bro, Mr. God, like,
Yeah, Miss Gunn was lit. Miss Gunn was fire.
And
He's back in the
he was only doing what? Just he had just what? Just tools. He was
yeah,
almost on kind of on some herbs and shit.
yeah. He just had magical items because he himself didn't have magic. He just had magical items.
Yeah. And he was so
Literally.
and just that atmosphere that his that mystery was just so exciting. That hype was hella exciting.
And then to find out that he was just like a the alternate universe copy of this nigga.
Mm.
That was, man, Miss Gunn was so fucking lit. Oh,
Fucks with
bro, the
Miss
most
Gunn,
the
bro.
most OP moment in Fairy Tale, bro. He holds that because this was legitimately cool. All of Fairy Tale, it was like a Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale was a guild, and they only had like one actual guild, right? And they went
Yeah.
to war. They went to war against another guild, but that other guild had like hundreds of fucking like actual bases or whatever spread out across the whole country, right?
Mm.
And it was this old lady. It was this old lady that was close to the to Fairytale, and they were like, oh, that they defeated one of this guild, but it's still others all around. And then he was like, others, and then like, no. I think he had like a couple. I think he had one flag, and he was like, "Okay, so y'all took down two. So what about the?" And then like the wind blew, and then like all of the flags from all of the guilds all across the country just flew up in the air, and Miss Gunn had captured all of them by herself. That shit was so fucking hype,
Yeah, I forgot that moment.
bro. That shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. That shit. That's what
I
really
ain't gonna lie,
got me, bro.
Fairy Tail definitely had some of my oh my god, I can't wait, or what the fuck just happened type of moments, bro. They
Yeah.
definitely had some of the best, and they had more frequent ones. Like what the fuck
First
moments? Like oh my god, like damn.
the first time they used fairy law, the first
Oh
time,
man.
the first
Whew.
time, because I think they had three
Dang, he
fairy.
came in so badass. It's like
Who missed?
oh, it like there's nah, but fucking Makarov, bro. When it was dealing with the the first niggas in like in the beginning season.
Oh
But
yeah,
when
yeah, yeah.
he appeared, bro, he had like one arm, one leg crossed to the other, bro, coming down, bro, with his one fucking ET phone home ass finger and shit, bro, with the light, bro. That shit was so lit, bro. The rocks was coming up, really on some DBZ power up level type shit.
hmm
That shit was lit as fuck.
And then later on, it just got trash as well. Zareth was.
Subtly, but surely. I mean, honestly, bro, I would not have. It's just the outcomes, bro. I
Yeah.
love the dynamics and in power abilities. I love the characters, and I
hmm
still really I can still not can't take away from any of that. If it just the it just did not make sense when it came to outcomes and what we knew they had.
Yeah. The hundred year one. It from what I read, it's legitimate. It's not it. It's it's honoring itself and the actual things that it established. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because like here's the basis. So there's five dragons, and they're looking for these five dragons in order to defeat them or kill them. But they don't necessarily have to kill them. But they're just really just they have to defeat them in some way. And um all of these dragons are massively stronger than Acnologia.
Like wait, in the you said in 1,000 in this 1,000 year
Yeah, the
year
100 year quest. Yeah, and
100.
the second one. Yeah, it's five dragons, and all five of those dragons are massively stronger than
You
Agnologia.
know,
You
if
know,
if they actually had a good power scaling journey of efficient, understandability and scaling, if they had a good scaling, that shit would be so fucking lit. As far as oh my, like this are the things we would get. I would get excited about. It's like oh my god, but we actually got even stronger niggas, bro. I
See, yeah,
wonder how
see,
they're going to be. You know how they're going to get to that level to even take them
to
on
take them
type
out. Yeah.
shit.
See, and that's where the 100-year quest actually does good because instead of I think I only seen like two dragons so far. Instead of them legitimately defeating them, they defeat them like because of a cause. You feel me? So one particular dragon is the Earth Dragon. This is like I think this is like Natsu's biggest feat. He was fighting him. Now at full power, well, okay, first of all, off of scale, the dragon is massively stronger than Natsu is. So
Mm.
so picture Natsu and then picture probably like a mountain, just big ass fucking mountain. And then picture something so much bigger than the mountain that you could not see the top from the top of the mountain, you could not see the top of that thing.
So
That
it'd be
is
like tall as the Tower of Salvation, but wider than the mountain.
yeah, taller than South Tower. Yeah, way
Like
wider,
it's
wider.
reaching the clouds, bro. It's above, penetrating the clouds type shit. Can't even see
Yeah,
the goddamn. Even the
yeah,
cloudless sky, bro. It should be like it's hitting atmospheric levels.
yeah. Now that would be its finger.
Get the fuck, right? What the fuck? Okay, so on some Ryzen Azur's Wrath type shit.
That shit is big as fuck. This dragon is big as fuck, and it's so big that not it's practically impossible,
Holy shit.
for Natsu to even fight this thing. So what it does is that it manifests a smaller humanoid, well, five smaller humanoid type beings, right? And in the main humanoid being is virtually invincible as long as the other humanoid beings are still alive. Now, the main humanoid being is I'm just calling it a dragon. The main humanoid dragon can't be attacked. So he's basically intangible. He can't take damage. Uh, he's immune to all Dragon Slayer magic at full power. Uh,
Jesus Christ. Okay, and this
just
100 years quest, not so Natsu's actually a main character in here.
yeah,
Okay, see now the only reason I really probably haven't even checked it out is because it's just gonna jump to maybe their children or some shit, and it's gonna almost
no,
be a
no, no,
whole
no.
nother.
It goes straight to Natsu, and I think Gildarts is actually still in this.
Okay, okay, I actually may check
So
that
this
shit
is
out for
this
real, for
is
real.
actually the quest. This is actually the quest that Gildart was on. You know, he came back and he lost like arms and some limbs and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the quest that he was on, but he
Ooh,
but he ended up running into Acnologia instead, and that's what made him come back because he ran into Acnologia.
damn,
Damn, I love fucking Acnologia.
damn. So not the five.
Yeah, not the fight. He would have got a blood right.
So Agnova is not even a part of the five. I mean, of course. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, he's
Like he
way
just
weaker.
like low tier
Yeah,
in comparison. God damn.
from
So
how
what
they
type of quest is this? So is this quest is something that anyone can do? Is a actual map or navigational route?
yeah, nah. See, the quest is like, they go by day. This was like in the fairy tale. The quest goes in days. So, a 1 year quest will take you at least a year to complete, and a 100-year quest will take you 100 years to complete. So you basically gonna be doing this shit for the rest of your life, unless you can actually complete it, and then if you complete the 100-year quest, then you're pretty much set for the rest of eternity. Like, you're going to get so much money. You're going to get the GDP of the United States. Like, Yeah, you're not
God
gonna be able.
damn. Okay.
And it's gonna take so long because, well, it's been a quest for 100 years, so that's how long it's just been a quest. Nobody been able to complete it. And actually, one of Ignil's sons is you know who Ignil is, right?
Yeah, the
Fire
dragon.
Dragon. Yeah, Natsu's
Mm-hmm.
dad or his foster father. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So was he always a dragon, or he was actually
who?
human before Ignil? Or he was legitimately born a dragon?
No, he was uh damn, I forgot.
So it was a human?
Yeah, I think he was a human. No. Ignil was a legitimate dragon.
Okay.
Ignil was a legitimate dragon. But the thing is, okay, so when you use Dragon Slayer magic, after you use it for so long, you start to become a dragon.
Yeah.
So he used if you use Dragon Slayer after a certain mastery, I think after a certain level of mastery of something, then a dragon can turn into a human.
Oh yeah. Like with transformation magic and shit.
Yeah. They can just turn into a human. So basically, Ignil's son can transform into, you know, a human.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And all of the dragons, all of the five dragons I was talking about could turn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, the thing is, it's like the casualness of how they were talking about it, because I mean, even though these people they haven't said that they was talking about I mean, they said that they are way stronger Acnologia. They haven't shown anyone. They haven't fought anyone from what I've seen that was on Acnologia's level. To be honest, so there's no proof of that. But Ignil's
Mm-hmm.
son was like, yeah, like Acnologia. He was talking Natsu. He was like, yeah, I heard you defeated Acnologia. Um, I was gonna come and kill him, but I just been too busy. I just been too busy. So
Hell no.
yeah, he was like, I was gonna kill him whenever I
So
got a
he just
chance.
like casually say, "Oh yeah, I heard you was." I mean, I would have, stepped on it myself, but
No, you did it. So yeah, then he was like, yeah, so you must be pretty strong. He was like, you must
Bro,
be pretty
see
strong,
that?
right?
I hate them for that shit, bro. That's the same shit that they do be doing, but I'm not sure whether or not they can actually, you know, stand on that. Even
Yeah,
if
but
it's not completely just them and their egos highballing it, or lowballing it to where they could just casually do it versus to where it would almost be that in comparison to what the fuck y'all niggas had to go through.
right,
But just
but
something
but here's
similar,
the
bro. It
thing.
don't even got to be that much, bro. That could be somewhat underestimated.
Yeah, might be underestimating, but I forget what happened. I think they were fighting another because he's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be like the strongest of the five or near the strongest of the five because they were trying to help one of the dragons. One of like like I said, not all the dragons are evil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just some of the dragons have malicious intent, and they went to. They were fighting one of them because the one got brainwashed or whatever, or his
Yeah.
magic stuff. So he gave Natsu a portion of his magic, a small, because Natsu could eat fire. Both of them use fire dragon slayer magic. So he
Yeah.
gave Natsu a portion of his magic. Natsu ate it, and he one shot whoever the fuck he was fighting. Now this is going off of all of them. This is going off of Natsu and company. Natsu got Urza and well, he basically got the top tiers of the fucking guild. I think he got guild darts with him too, if I'm
Grade
not
2?
mistaken. Yeah, he got great too.
Okay.
He got the top
Wait, has
tiers
this
of.
became an anime yet, or is just still manga?
It's still, I think it's still a manga, but it's
Okay.
been out for a while. It's been out for a while. I'm way behind. I stopped reading for like a year.
Damn, but I mean, not to get off topic, but goddamn, damn, bro, how the fuck did you guess, my nigga?
How did I guess what?
That the undead unluck, bro.
Okay, that's one of the best mangas coming out.
Nigga, but we mean, but oh, me anime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the best animes coming out.
I'm like, bro, how did you guess, my nigga?
And I know they're gonna give. I know they're gonna. I'm surprised
Cause
they
you
didn't
literally
give
did this shit a few times. You did this shit like, at least twice that I can remember as of now. This
what?
and One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's too good. It's too good. It's too good. It's too good. And actually,
Like, god damn.
they're in the rush. Shonen Jump. Well, all of Shonen, like the actual company that owns Shonen, they are in a rush because it is coming to an end, Lord. The HST.
Damn. Whoa.
The HST is almost done. That's why they're trying to bring back Bleach because it's like, what will we have? No, they don't have anything. Nobody has
But you know
written.
what? I
No,
feel like are they literally like? I know with Bleach is a different story, but are they like begging these people to keep on coming out with material? Please, we need
see,
more.
this the thing. See, this
And
the
it's not
thing.
a at a point it's not creative anymore.
Yeah, because
If
this
you're
is
literally
what the
doing it
world.
just
This,
I don't
this
know.
goes off of the world, Lord. This goes off of what the world is. See, the world is fighting for our attention so that the world can make money, so that these companies can make money.
Yeah, yeah. I just
These
in the
companies,
expense of the story itself.
yeah, because like,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
how dumbed down people will have to be though to continue to not. eh, eh,
there will never be anything like the HST is dead. There will never be people try to make the new HST. It will never happen. It is not going to happen.
Nah,
They gave
it's yeah, it's not even
they
yeah.
gave
They we ain't
Vinland
even
Saga.
titled that shit, bro. They titled that shit.
Yeah, let me tell you, the Vinland Saga got an anime. When I tell you that I like Vinland Saga, but it is not worth the anime, I can tell you that Vinland Saga was not worth the anime.
Mm.
Maybe later on because I'm not gonna lie, it lost me. Like later on, it lost me a lot. Like I stopped liking that shit. But
Oh, in the manga.
yeah,
Mm.
it betrayed what I liked. Which
Yeah.
was the dumbest thing ever. Which was the dumbest thing ever. Like Vinland Saga was the most. It was the most highest hype anticipated manga ever when I first started reading this shit. Like I blew through everything that I liked in one day. When I tell you everything I liked about that manga, I read in one day, and
Mm.
then after that, it was really just a struggle to get through it. It was such a struggle to get through it, and I hope that they redeemed themselves because I'm pretty sure if they did the payoff, the actual payoff for that manga would be like phenomenal. That'll be one of the best things in the world, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But that manga got
No, I
boring as
always
fuck.
think it's always a thing of once you start concerning time with the thing that you supposedly so is into, that's when it's it it's no longer as captivating as it once was.
Yeah,
It's like the regardless of whether you are the brainchild of or the person, whether it's reading or anything, like whatever the product is or story or whether even if you're doing it, once you get out of the zone, it no longer becomes the zone. or that
Mm-hmm.
thing you was enthralled.
Right. And I honestly can't stand it. I'm
Yeah,
so
that's
dis- I'm I'm so
damn.
disappointed with so much. I'm so disappointed with so much. But anyway, back to the one HST thing.
And I
That
need to talk to you too, as far as being one of the only people I know that actually do take it upon yourself to read aside from just watching.
yeah, you got, bro. That's the thing, bro. You got
That's a I ain't gonna lie, that's that you have a perspective that most people will never know, especially when it comes to more in involvement or just without pictures either.
hmm
I don't know it. I know most people that I say I know some. I know people that read, but I don't really know people that read shit without pictures.
yeah, it's a lot harder than you think.
That's a whole nother thing.
One thing that I love like when people be like they see me reading my books and they want like it gets them to want to read their book. Cause and you
Yeah.
know what, and I tell people all the time, bro. I'm like, bro, I'll read these books with you.
Mm.
I'll buy the books with you, and then I'll read them with you because it's like you have to to do that, you know.
If you're gonna come up with a story, you have to at least be able to read one without pictures.
Ex- Exactly, exactly. Because
I'm
how
not
are
gonna
you
lie,
gonna picture? How are you gonna picture
and
your
especially if
own
you're not
story?
an illustrator, if you don't know how
hmm
to draw and you just want to write a
hmm
story, you have to write. Unless you're just
Exactly. You
gonna
got to write
be
the
one of
story.
those those comics back in the day in the newspapers that the paperboy would throw it at the fucking, even those had still had some form of dialogue, but
hmm
I know that's nowhere near of how dynamic you want your story to be.
Right. You got to be able to read the story. You got to understand that. And then the thing is, another thing is that you got to start because it's really something I just really just learned how to do. I learned how to read the story, not just read what the story is, but read in between the lines and actually see the setup that's happening in your face.
Mm.
Like at first, like I'll just I'll just read or I'll just watch, even just watching something. I'll just I'll just let shit flow over my head. But then like every time somebody says something, I'm like, damn, wait a minute, why would he say it? Why would he do that? Like in this recent One Piece chapter, I think that it's this you know who Vegapunk is, right? Lord.
Yeah, that female supposedly.
Yeah, yeah, that scientist chick. Okay, so Vegapunk made six of them in order for because he's like really really busy, so he made six robots that can actually aid and create shit on their own or whatever, right?
Mm.
So one of them said that they had a glove that can punch light.
Hunt, wolf hunting
No, 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 no,
a
no, no, no. They could punch, physically,
punch,
physically
punch.
punch
Okay,
light.
punch.
Yeah,
Okay,
physically
they say
punch light.
hunt.
No, physically
Okay,
punch light. Like they can ball their fist and punch. Uh, uh.
a more than intangible. I feel like that's a light. It's like a super intangible.
hmm And the thing
He's
is that
like super intangible. It's like it's all like there's no ice. There's no other logia that you can talk about. That's that much of a intangibility. That's incorporeal.
yeah,
And, to the highest tier of it actually not, I guess, being a, a form aside from just it is literally the thing that does not make form at all.
you know what I just thought about?
Like it's the most intangible shit of all time. Without it put him like it's so like my nigga, that shit is transcendent intangible. Even though it still would be within the physical logia, but still.
Lord, so I got a question for you. This is going towards science. So is it hot outer space next to a sun?
within its within this fix when it's depending on which the sphere that you're in. Yeah, even in the it's how the atmosphere, we say
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere, but that's only one sphere of the many layers. You get in any one of the layers in the sun, yeah, because it's an invisible bubble that keeps all of that shit compact and concentrated. If it wasn't so, then there could be nothing that has any form of stability.
Okay. Okay. So why is heat hot?
Okay, so Mercury, which is which will be what the closest.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, I hear that shit vibrating too. I'm stuck. I almost think we still alive for. All right. Well, has definitely been excellent build up from all of my fellow and participants. This will definitely continue sometime in the future. U.N.I definitely incorporated. So check us out on Instagram, Twitter, U.N.I Productions. Stay tuned for more.